Just a minute, please. So thank you all so much for joining us. First things first, I promise you this session is going to be highly impactful. There is so much knowledge to gain from the conversation today. There is so much information to take home from the conversation today. And there is so much, next steps to take away from this conversation today. So we're not just going to be talking about problems or why this, why that. We are going to be focusing on exactly how to apply strategically. So this is more like a live practical workthrough. Let me put it that way, okay? So I'm going to share my screen right about now. And then as we start, I'd also like to get to know you, okay? Because yes, I am going to introduce myself, but even though I will do that at a later time, I would still like to get to know you. So hold on, please. I'll share my screen. Aha. So what are we talking about today? It's really not about talk, right? It's about a live walkthrough. Now, if you have friends, colleagues, family members that you know a conversation like this would benefit, please share the link to this session with them so that they can join us. All right. So my screen is coming up right about now. Just a minute. So the very important thing we need to look at in the conversation today is live application audit. So what I'm going to do is going to be auditing what your current application looks like. All right, what your current CV looks like, what your current strategy looks like, what your current application approach looks like. That is exactly what I am going to be doing on the call today. So before I proceed, right, I would like to get to know you. And I can already see your name, so you don't need to type your name. Just type in the chat the current stage of job application get stuck. Do you get stuck at the CV review stage? Do you get stuck at the CV revamp stage? Do you get stuck at the first stage of you submitting your CV? Do you get interview invites at all? Right. So that's the stage I would that's what I would like to hear. Or do you get interviews? Do you get stage one, final stage, technical interview, or technical assessment stage? What stage do you currently get stuck? So please type it in the chat. All right. I'll read your chat right away. Okay, so just type in the chat, please. Let me know what current stage you are stuck at. So I have my eyes glued to the chat. So please type, let me see, let me see, let me see. No interviews for Adiola. Can I get more responses? So for Adiola, no interviews. Please let me get more responses. So type in the chat what current stage or what stage do you currently get stuck when you apply to jobs, okay? So use the chat. Just type. Let me know what stage you're currently stuck at the moment. I've only heard from Adiola. I have a couple of people on the call from Give to Temitope to Jago. Or are we not applying yet? If you're not applying yet, you can type that you're not applying yet. Gift says no feedback. Okay, no feedback currently. Can I get more reaction? Oh, sorry, more responses. But we're going to get started. Like I said, this is a live audit conversation. So we're going to be auditing applications live. So when I say auditing application, I'm not just talking your CV, I'm talking the strategy you also use to apply to these jobs. So without wasting too much time, my name is Omomi Victoria Samson. I'm one of the co-founders at Amdali. I'm also the Chief Technology and Business Officer. I have close to a decade experience working in tech. I've worked across software engineering. I transitioned into product management and then business analysis. And one thing I can tell you for a fact is for every stage of transition, there was a lot of practice that went into it before, because yes, you've been in tech, you're in IT, you've done something before in IT, does not ultimately mean you can solve the problem in this new capacity. If you don't gather the needed resource, right? If you don't gather the needed toolkits, and when I say toolkit, I'm not just talking the technical tools, I'm also talking soft skills. If you don't, and then exposure also, if you don't have the right from in that new capacity, you will see what. All right. So yeah, I see someone typing in the chat that they no remote jobs and so no reply. Okay. All right. We're going to take a look at all of that as we proceed. So as I was saying, but by the way, give me thumbs up. You can still hear me loud and clear. Give me thumbs up. Let me be sure that we are all here and we are paying attention. Okay. Can I get thumbs up? Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much. So for me, worked across different sectors and beyond sectors. I have also been one of, I've experienced being a candidate, a job applicant, and I've also experienced being a recruiter. Because like I said in my introduction, thank you all, I'm currently one of the co-founders at Amdari. So that means every hiring decision also involves me. Before Amdari, I've also had to recruit for the organizations I worked before because I got into roles that needed me to bring people into the team. So I've experienced being a candidate and also being a hiring, not manager, but being on the hiring team. So one thing I can tell you for a fact on this call today is I know exactly where you are and how you currently feel because I've been in your shoes. And I know the point of view of a recruiter because that is who I currently am myself. And I'm going to give you all of the tricks, the tips that will make it very easy for you to land jobs faster because this strategy is not a magical wand. It is purely you putting in the work, but just doing it better and smarter. Now, in the last 2 years through Amdari, I've been able to help over 2,000, actually over 3,000, right, professionals transition into tech, and some of them have gone on to land roles. So when I say through Amdari, what do we do at Amdari? Currently, Amdari helps you gain real-world experience through internship, right? So the simplest way to put this is Amdari is a work experience platform that delivers real-world projects to you so you can work on it in teams or with teams, not in isolation and not alone. And the problems you're solving are from actual businesses so that you build the needed commercial competence. Because one thing I always love to say is the skill you learned while taking a course is just the concept of your field, not the actual work, not the actual expectation. And we will break down all of the actual expectations today. So once again, please ensure you invite your friends, your colleagues that you know have been struggling to land a job. They have paid for tech courses, they have paid for CV revamps, LinkedIn optimization. They've invested too much time applying over and over to jobs, but they have still not gotten the desired results. I promise you, this will be you helping them save so much time. Because one thing I said at a time in my career was what I was able to get exposed to through internship. I would have not been able to figure that out if I was to go alone. If I was to figure things out alone, I would not be able to figure all of that out if I did that without internship. Internship kind of sped up my growth, and you will see all of that practically in the conversation today. Like I said, currently Amdari helps professionals like yourself who are struggling to land roles in the UK to transition into tech, and some of them have gone on to land tech roles, and some even landed visa sponsorship jobs. Now, the career paths that we currently focus on are the ones you see on my screen. That's data analytics, and I'd like you to give me a thumbs up if you've taken a course in any of this. I'd like to know the current stage you are in terms of knowledge, right, and the skill gap you might have. So if you've taken a course in data analytics, data science, cloud data engineering, business analysis, project management, SOC and threat intelligence, cloud and app security, see your thumbs up. If you've taken a course in any of this, can I see your thumbs up? You haven't taken a course, right? It's okay, you can give me thumbs down. All right, you can give me thumbs down. If you're struggling to locate thumbs up or thumbs down, thank you, Adiola. If you're struggling to locate it, you would see a face emoji on your screen. Click, and then there are icons you can click on, and it will show you. But thank you, I see other people dropping it in the chat. So yeah, that works also. So yes, amazing. I see that just one person said they are yet to take the course. Okay, Samuel has, Uluakola has, Nexa Engineers has. You can type your real name Nexa so I can know what that is. Okay, I've seen Uluakola. Stanley also, amazing. So these are career paths that we currently help you gain experience in. The reason why we focus on these career paths is because they are highly in demand in the UK. Now, the success rate of Amdari is mind-blowing. Out of every 10 Amdari interns, we have about 5 that land jobs within 3 months of being on the in the program, not after the program. It is whilst in the program. So we have about 5 out of 10 people that say, "Hi, I got a job," and 3 out of these 10 will still be, in active pipeline, applying for very close to landing the role. So some of them end up getting it a few months after the internship, or immediately after the internship, or the last month in the program. And about 2 out of these 10, based on the statistics that we have, continue to apply. And yeah, some of them we don't know if they eventually get it, right? But trust me, the prospect is always better because now the position is stronger. And the average time for our interns to go from starting the program to landing a job is 3 months. And the average first salary for them is around 50K. And 87% of them always give credit to the work experience program at Amdari as what really made it easy for them to apply smartly and save them the time and stress of applying so much and consistently without getting results. So with Amdari, about 7% people have said, "Oh, it's been faster and it's been easier." Thank you, Nexa. So I see your name is Benjamin. Amazing. So 100% of our candidates, of our interns, leave the program with job-ready portfolio projects. And one of them is Abisoye, who landed a job within about 6 months of the program. You can see right here, he joined the internship program at Amdari in September, and he got a job May 2026. He joined us September last year. You can see this is his LinkedIn profile. You can look him up. And then he joined to gain UK work experience, and he was able to secure the job in March 2026. We have people who are shorter timelines, and you will see them as we proceed. Okay. So once again, welcome for those that are just joining. You've not missed anything. We've just done a bit of introduction, and the session is being recorded. So we're going to have the video uploaded on YouTube, so you can catch the replay. And apart from that, I have a couple of things on my slide today that I will like you to have access to after the session, because you might not be able to cram everything on the call or jot everything down. So if you have access to this slide, it makes it very easy for you to go back to it at a later time, and you can just say, "Oh, what was it we spoke about?" and you can catch up. And if you'd like to have that, my colleague is going to drop a link in the chat. I would like you to fill that form, and you will get this recording sent to your email. All right. So thank you once again, and welcome to the session. Now, Amdari wasn't built by Omoumi alone. When I introduced myself earlier, I said something. I am one of the co-founders. So I have other co-founders, and one of them is Ifemena Ipro, who, just like most of you on the call, relocated to the UK on study visa, got PSW after graduation, and he worked in a warehouse as a warehouse operator. And in that season, he used it to gain professional experience in data field. That's UK professional experience as a data analyst, because there was no way he was going to be able to get a job. So he got that experience through internship, and seeing how the internship really helped play a key role in making that very possible fast, because before his PSW visa expired, he was able to land a visa sponsorship role as a business intelligence analyst. And that was possible because he built the needed capacity, and then he went on to proving that he has so much value to offer. And at the end of the day, these guys just care about you being the best candidate, you being very competitive and being positioned right. And they would have no reason to turn you down. One of the things that Ifemena did was to position as the perfect candidate that is going to be the person that solves the problem that the company had at hand. And guess what? He came with sponsorship, and seeing how internship helped him, he said, "Yeah, this is really something that many more immigrants like myself can benefit from." And that's one of the reasons why we have Amdari today, because of that familiar pain point from Ifemena. And also, last but not the least, is Adeza Suleiman, one of the co-founders. Similar story as Ifemena, so I don't repeat what I've said already. Relocated on study visa, got PSW, built UK work experience as a data scientist, and we worked as a data consultant ever since, data analyst, and he currently resides in Alberta, Canada, and he has been able to impact over 2,000 professionals across the UK, US, and Canada to transition into tech and land their first role, and quite a number of them have even gone on to land sponsorship roles with the NHS, civil service, and the like. The same thing with Ifemena, like I said earlier. And the beautiful thing is this Amdari was birthed because we understand where you are. We've been there also, and it's very easy to say, oh, this is the best way to approach this. This is the best strategy to use for this. And that is how this works at the end of the day. So, what are you going to be leaving the session with today? You're going to be leaving with a reviewed CV, a sponsor targeting strategy, live application work, your biggest application mistakes will be fixed on the phone today. And then I'm going to share a plan with you for the next 30 days. I promise you, I am not giving you fluff or something that is not tested and trusted. As long as you are willing to invest the time. I know most of us on the call, we've tried, we've applied, we are exhausted, it's draining, 100%. I understand that, right? But it doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean, oh, relent. What this ultimately means is try one more time, give it one more shot. You never can tell, right? And that's one thing that I'm telling and sharing with you on the call today. So why do most applications fail before anyone gets to written? All right. Why do most applications fail? Because first things first, the recruiters don't take too long to review your CV. They have about 6 seconds and they are reviewing it in a zigzag manner. What do I mean? They're first checking for relevant experience, which is like this, and then they come like this again. And so it's like zigzag. I read your relevant experience first line, I come down again, read the next relevant experience, come down again. So as long as I see that it aligns with what I need, then I'm like, okay, let me look into the roles and responsibilities, what this person was able to do in this capacity. The minute I see that, oh, all of that is really just speaking generic language, I might drop it. You see, in 6 seconds, I have made my decision to know if I want to move on to the next level or to just drop you off. So if from your relevant experience, it doesn't align or your CV is not well tailored to the job description, because there is a reason why that job description states what it states. Please bear in mind that business analyst in company A is not the same as business analyst in company B. And that is because for those roles to exist, there was first a problem. They identified a problem and they're like, oh, our system is very slow, our process is very slow. This is not working as expected, that is not working as expected. We need somebody to fill this gap. Who do we need? I think we need a business analyst in this role. Okay, fine. Let's put out the vacancy. Let's hire. Let's see people that would apply and let's interview from there. That is where the role comes. So you don't see a job title on a job board because the company just wants to create more opportunities or because they want to fill some roles for the sake of just saying, oh, we also have a business analyst in our company. Oh, we also have a project manager. That is not why they do that. They do that because there are actual problems and you are needed to come and fill and solve rather the problem. So if they create a JD based on that problem and you are using a generic CV, the same one you just used to apply for every job, you might not get the job. So the strategy has to change from that. And I will show you a very fast, easy, straight to the point approach to do it. It's not going to be a waste of your time, like I said. This is going to be a very high value session. Now, 75% of applications are filtered by ATS before humans even get it. So, is your CV ATS compliant? Are you mindful of keywords? The ATS cannot parse some certain things. Apologies for that. Please let me fix my camera. The ATS cannot parse some certain things. So what that ultimately means is you need to have your format in a way that the machine can read it easily. Just give me a minute, please. I'll fix my camera shortly. So you need to have your CV in a way that would make it very easy for the ATS to understand because it cannot parse every information. All right. And then by parse, I mean PARSE, by the way. And then 1 out of 8 gets sponsored. right? So those opportunities really are there, but how are you positioning, strategically or as every other person? So what sponsorship kit am I sharing on the call today? Let's take a look at the sponsorship ready CV. But starting with that, I'm not stopping at CV, but I'm starting with CV. What are those things that UK recruiters actually need to see on your CV for them to really say, oh, guess what? This person is good enough, and let us move them to the next level of the conversation. Let's look at what you need to fix on your CV. You don't want a lengthy CV. The reason why our CVs get lengthy is because we want to put everything we have ever done. And the minute we are putting everything we have ever done, what that simply means is you are putting even those roles that are not relevant to this job application. Like I said earlier, your application, or your CV rather, needs to be tailored to that application. And these guys just care about the problems you have solved before, not necessarily if you've been working 20 years, 15 years, and all that. So what is very important for you to do in this case or in this scenario is just put those things that are relevant to this application. It might be 2, it might be 3 job work experience rather. It doesn't have to be more than that. So 4 to 5 is too much. And then when you start putting everything that makes sense in your home country, you might also not get the job. As a project manager back in Nigeria, maybe the framework you used was what's it called? Scrum, or let's say you used PMP, right? That was the certification. Now in the UK, they're prioritizing those too. They're telling you that, oh, Kanban is important. Oh, do you use Confluence and all that? The frameworks are different based on environment. So if your CV is still sounding like the one that makes sense back in Nigeria, you need to fix it. But fixing your CV is beyond doing that on paper. It starts with you impacting yourself with the knowledge and skill that makes it easy for you to now really say, yes, my CV is fixed, and I can truly defend the CV in any and every interview that I go into. All right. So the narrative you also have on your CV should not say things like responsible for this, responsible for that. This is just one major mistake that I see every now and then. You are to have something on your CV that simply speaks to impact and value. And then your CV also has no quantifiable outcomes. There are tables and columns. Remember what I said earlier, the ATS cannot pass. So it will auto reject your application. Then when there are no relevant or relatable experience, you would also be dropped off from the CV review stage. So your CV needs to have, you need to first pass the zigzag test, your relevant work experience. So you see, as I'm doing it like this, it's pretty much giving you that zigzag. So your relevant work experience need to speak for you. Okay. And then you also need to make sure that it's not a generic CV you're using. Make sure every CV is tailored to the application and the skills are properly listed, not just you sounding like, oh, I have learned how to use this tool. The business is not hiring another person that has taken a course. They are hiring somebody that can solve a problem. I said something at the start of this conversation. You applying to a job is to go and solve a problem. Behind that job title you see on the job board lies a major problem. They need somebody that can come in to fix that problem. There is nobody within their team at that point that can solve it. So make sure that your CV first represents you in the room. Make it short. When you add relevant experience, there will be no need for it to be unnecessarily long. So you can easily have the very important experience right there. All right. So what you need to have there is just 2-page max, CV. Then outcome first. Please, you want to lead with things that meant major results. I reduced report generation time by 40%. You can now type how you want. That's okay. But let it be led by value. And the same thing with when you go in for interviews. You want to lead with value. Then quantifiable impact is very, very important. Then plain text formatting is also needed. You don't want the CV to struggle with understanding what you have written, or rather the ATS to struggle with what you've written. You want it to be clear, straight to the point, and very easy for the ATS to not drop your CV. And then your sponsorship should be addressed in the cover letter. That's where you can sell yourself. You can't sell too much of yourself on the CV in your own desired language. You can only do that in a language that means value first and then experience, like experience first, value next. And then your cover letter can now sell your soft skills and other things like that, and then you can mention it. Sometimes I always say also, you don't need to put it on your cover letter. You can just mention it during the interview if they ask also. And it depends on the stage you are in your visa journey. So if you're on study visa, you still have time. But when I say you still have time, I don't mean you have time to waste and believe that, oh, I will do some things later. I mean you have time to gather the needed, access, the like getting your leg in the door kind of approach, right? You still have time to do that. But not that you have time to chill and not start building experience. That like there is no time. You need to start building experience like yesterday. Like the first best time to do anything that helps your career to move from point A to point B is yesterday. The next best time is today. So you need to not waste any more time. And when you have enough time, you don't apply desperate. You apply by positioning in a way that makes you know that, yeah, I would definitely deliver. I still have time and I can still keep sourcing for other sponsorship roles, but I can still get this job. But the best strategy again, even if you're not desperate for sponsorship immediately, because maybe you're in your first year on PSW, you can easily do something. You can just go on and there was something I wanted to say, but it just escaped my head. But yeah, let me just continue with that line of thought. Like, so in your first year, you can just get into the company. But yes, make sure that it's a company that sponsors so that it's easy for you to put forward the sponsorship conversation when they get to know you and they see that you are hot cake. So make sure that your summary on your profile also aligns very well with everything. Yeah, hi Itunu. So you will get to ask question in like an hour's time because I'll be done shortly. All right. So this is exactly what your CV needs to look like. And make sure it is tailored to every job application. Then your tools also need to be tied to evidence of outcome because these tools are not the actual problem solvers. You are the actual problem solver. The tools are enablers. The tools are what you use to make your work easier, to implement things faster, to get some things done because, oh, you can't do it manually, obviously, right? But the problem solving starts with you and your thought process first. But this process is not taught in a course. Now, where do you find sponsorship roles? Before I show you the strategy to use in applying, let's take a look at where to find sponsorship roles. First, through job boards, right? What do you do first? Verify first if the company is sponsoring, and then you apply. Now, how do you verify? By going on this home office sponsor register. Now, when you go there, this is the URL. All right, this is the URL. And when you go to this website, there are over 133 companies that are currently on the sponsor register. These are companies that are actively sponsoring. Now, for you to apply to visa sponsorship roles also, you can use job boards. Job boards like Indeed, read.co.uk, etc., and also LinkedIn. The LinkedIn approach has like a Boolean search code that you can use. I love to call this process a very long process. Is there a shorter one? Yes. Am I sharing that with you on the call today? 100%. I am. Okay, so yes, there are job boards that you can go to check out the different companies that are sponsoring. But like I said earlier, it is a very, very long process and it might take time. But I have a shorter step or route for you to take. Now, how do you also do this strategically? We have target curated list that Amdari shares with its intent. So we share this list with you very early in the program so that you already know companies that are actively sponsoring in the UK as well. So it's a curated database of these companies and you can easily use it to apply to roles. And then lastly is your networking game. It has to be tight. Some of these opportunities come from knowing somebody that has the access, that has the information, that knows somebody. So whether they have direct access in-house, like internal access or not, it's okay. The most important thing is you have access to people that have information. You don't want to be away from people that have information, especially as it relates to areas and fields that concerns you. Okay, so this is the very lengthy process, but I'm sharing this with you because it's still a knowledge you need to have because no information is in place. But which one is the shorter version or the shorter step that I want to share with you on the call today? I am going to go there right now, and I will be using CV Matchly AI. CV Matchly AI is a Chrome extension that makes your life super easy. Makes your life super easy, makes your application super fast, super strategic, and super intelligent. What do I mean by this? It's simple. Now, when you come to CV Matchly platform, which I will share with you right now, you will see exactly what Omol is saying. This application is going to be live. It's going to be a live work. You can do this with me as I am doing it, okay? We will be done in like 10 minutes. It's not very lengthy. It's not unnecessarily long. So one thing I'd like you to know that for this approach, we're going to be creating an account on CV Matchly. Then you go to any job board, and then you will analyze and tailor your CV. We are doing all that on this call. But all of this sounds long. Yes, if you're thinking, right, that Omomi is going to use the approach you're familiar with, then yes, you would see it as long. But because I am sharing a shorter approach with you, you would really see that this is very, very short, right? We'll be done in 10 minutes. Then, how do you start? Then the fourth step rather is you start applying with this CV that has been optimized and made better. Okay, so let's start by coming to this platform. So I'll share my screen to the other page so you see exactly what I mean. Now, I would like you all to do something. I would like you all to follow me closely. I listed out these steps here because I will be sharing this live with you. And because I know that you might forget some of these steps or skip it, that's why I listed it. There was no need to list it if I am going to be presenting it live on the call today. But because I know that I will share my slide, I said, you know what, let me just list everything. And sorry, I think Lawal is unmuted, so let me just mute Lawal. There's an echo coming from your end. It's just a minute, please. Yeah. All right, so I think that's all. So I said something earlier. I said the first step is we create an account on CV Matchly. This is what CV Matchly platform looks like. The website URL is cvmatchly.ai. This is the platform. You come here. Now, because I have a special gift for you, it is exclusive to people on the call today. There is a partnership link that will make you have access to CV Matchly for free. So one thing I would urge is just follow these steps closely. After the session, you will receive the recording of this. And if you fall under the category of people that will get the free access to CV Matchly for 2 months, all right, then I am going to give you the partnership link. So if you use this link you see on my screen, it is not the partnership link. So they will charge you for using the platform. But the partnership link I'll give you will give you access to this platform for free for 6 months. So what you have to do is to come here, CV Matchly platform. Scroll down, create your account. Just the scrolling down is just to read about it. But come to get started and create your account. All right. When you create your account, so let's click on get started. Well, okay, I think it's because my account is created. So it's just the typical simple step of you creating your account. You create your account and it tells you your account is created. Then at the very top, it tells you to add it to your Chrome extension. Once you add it to your Chrome extension, it is right here. You can see CV Matchly on my screen, right? Now that's because I have added it. But then I pinned it for easy access. So you can see it's pinned right here on my Chrome extension. So if I click here, you will see Omomi's product manager CV. So I have removed it. So this is what a first-time user will see: an empty box that says click to upload your CV, and this one that says job description. But there is no job description here because we are not on a job board. Are you meant to copy a job description and paste it here? No, that's not how it works. CV Matchly makes your life easy. So this is how it works. Go to NHS jobs. Go to read.co.uk. Go to civil service jobs, any job board that you can think of. Go there, type any career path that you can think of. Let me type business analyst and click on search. any job board, CV actually works there. Is it LinkedIn? Is it Indeed? Is it Read? Is it Glassdoor? Is it Flex Jobs? It works on any platform you can think of. Go to any job board and apply as you see on my screen. Now, if I click on CV Match, you would notice something. It does not copy any job description. That's because I have not uploaded my CV. So there is nothing to copy. Sorry, that's because I have not clicked on any actual job. So there is nothing to copy. So I need to select a job that I want to apply to. So you see, it says Clinical Coding Business Analyst. This one says MGH New Hospital Business Analyst. Sorry, Business Intelligence Analyst, Business Information Analyst, Business blah, 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 and all that. We can pick any of this randomly. So let's see. Let's click on this one. Okay, let's click on this one. So let's scroll down a bit to read about, of course, you are meant to read about the job summary, the roles and responsibility, about the company. Beyond what you see on this page, go to their websites. Check out the company, what they do, who they serve, their business model, how they make money, right? Is it subscription-based model? Is it, what's the other one called? Do they get clients by marketing through a particular channel? Understand how they make money. This information will save you and help you in your. Honestly, that approach and strategy is a different conversation on its own. If I start breaking it down, we will be here for another 1 hour, right? So, but please go to any job board, any company you see there, you want to go to their actual website and read more about them. Do not stop at about us that you see on the job board. It will not help you for your interview. This is for your interview, not for the CV. It's for your interview, okay? So, you read about them, then the job description, and then let's come to the expected experience section. Just a minute. Okay, let's go back. I don't like the way they describe their own jobs. Let's come to clinical coding. Let's see what we have there. Okay. So, yes. So you can see the different job descriptions that we have here, the job title, the job description, the expectation in accordance with expertise and knowledge gain through all training educational processes, go to professional standards and convention, and to ensure the high quality clinical yada, etc. and all of that. So these are some of the other expectations for this role as well. Their job description sounds like, so sorry, the job you want to apply it. Okay, so nope, I am not leaving, so let me go back. Like I said earlier, I have clicked earlier than I should have. Somebody raising their hand. I hope you guys can hear me. Am I audible? Give me thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up if you can hear me. So I'll take questions at the end of this, but let me be sure that you all can hear me. Okay, please. All right, awesome. So let me go back because I can't see reactions or hear anything. So I'll be back. So yes, come to CV Matchly extension. You can see it right here. It has already fetched job descriptions, but it's not analyzing anything because I have not uploaded my CV. So let's upload my CV. Let me type my name, not cover letter, more Miss resume. So let's use this one. I don't know which of my resumes this is, but let's just imagine that it's one of the resumes I created for business analysis, and the goal is for me to add it right now to this job application. I want you to see exactly how this CV Matchly tool compares and analyzes your CV to that job description. You see, I didn't have to copy and paste anything. That's because it's a very smart AI tool. It copies the content itself. Yes, so the CV I just used is so bad that it showed obviously that it's a 10% score, right? And I have just 11 keywords matched. I have 21 missing. And then if I scroll down, there is an opportunity to know if this company is sponsoring. So you can see that it says see sponsorship analysis, which is down here. So I scroll down a bit. Sorry, please. Sponsorship route, it is skilled worker route. Yes, business analyst is on the shortage list. And then is the salary above threshold? Yes, it is. Perfect, right? So I don't need to copy the name of this company. Go to the list of sponsorship register on gov.co.uk and start scrolling down and down to see if Bedfordshire Hospital currently sponsors or not. If this other company sponsors or not, that's a long process. Or if I am on LinkedIn and there is a random company on LinkedIn that says, oh, we are hiring. I don't know if there is sponsorship. I don't know if it's a company that has COS or if they can sponsor me or anything like that. So guess what happens? And I need to go back again to that my list of registered sponsors. And I'm scrolling and scrolling through that register and trying to see, oh, is this company there? I don't have to do all that. I can just from trying to apply, know if the company sponsors. That's one. I can know if the CV I'm about to use works so that I don't waste my time. Then I can also get it optimized right here. So it doesn't just give me my feedback like, oh, these are keywords that I'm missing. Do I copy and go paste it? No, I don't need to do that. What do I can optimize right here by clicking on CV optimization, which is here. And do I copy and paste these suggestions? No, I don't have to do that. What do I do? Click on generate optimized CV, right? So once you click on generate optimized CV, it is going to generate a new CV for you that you can now use to apply for this role. All right, so let's just take a look at that. Just a minute. So it's going to take about 5 more seconds.
Your screen is showing
Your screen is saying something different.
It's showing something different.
Yes, you are still on NHS, but you are talking about optimization, so we can't see
CV,
what you get.
oh, I'm sharing my entire screen. Okay, hold on. I'm sharing my entire screen. So just give me a minute, please. So sorry about that. Let me just quickly present something else. That's very strange. So I said entire screen, which is this, or should I just click on window? No, entire screen is first. So please let me know if you can see it now, because this is like the entire screen. So yeah. Please, can you see CV match me now? Can you see this? Can you see this stuff?
Yeah, we are seeing it now. Previously, it wasn't like this before.
Okay. Oh, okay. So sorry about that. Okay. So this is the score, right? So I had shared with us that, oh, it has compared my CV to this, and it is showing me that I am currently a 10% score for this, which is below the hiring score. You see, it says it here. Let's CV matchly optimize it above 90% by clicking optimize button below. So I also shared something while so I showed you that it says I have just 11 keywords that match, 21 is missing. And then there is the sponsorship analysis that I'm seeing right here also, which says, yes, this company is sponsoring and the route is skilled worker. Yes, this role is on the shortage list, obviously. And yes, the salary is above threshold. So list out all the keywords that is currently on my CV, and then these are the ones that are missing. That's the 21 what's it called, keywords that are missing. And then when I scroll down, do I have to like copy all this content and go paste on my CV? What do I do? Click on CV optimization and then click generate CV. Remember, I have uploaded my CV to this. All right, so click on optimize and it will take about 15 seconds to optimize your CV. All right, so let's just go.
Sorry, please, can you as well paste the link on the chat box as well?
Yes, I will do that. I'll do that. I'll paste the link for CV match. Sure. Yeah, thank you. Just a minute. Already. So like I said, right, while we wait, this makes it easier. it is optimizing it for you. So any job board you go on, any job you want to apply to, just check if your CV properly aligns before you apply. When you check, it gives you your score. If it is below 90, it is not well, optimized for the ATS. So you might not get called for an interview because it needs to be tailored to the job role. It needs to align with the JD on this job board. Very important. Click on download CV. Once you do that, click on the optimized CV that you have right now and just scroll down and you will see exactly your new CV. You can see that it doesn't put anything in rows and columns and tables because this ATS that we talk about does not properly copy everything regarding your it doesn't pass certain information that are on rows and columns. So this is in a standard format. You don't need to copy the content and go edit your CV. Carry this one and put it right back on this job and use it to apply. So let me share the link with you. So I'm going to take out the dashboard link that is there because you have to create your account first. But like I said, I'll be giving few people on the call today free access to CV Matchly because Andari has a partnership with them. So you'll be able to use it for free for 6 months. This is the link right here in the chat, but this is not the partnership link. So if you create an account with this, it is going to come with you being charged for you to be able to use it after you use the free version. But I know they have a free version, so you can create your account just to test it. And that is exactly how CV Matchly makes it easier for you. That's how it makes it easy for you to apply to those roles. So you see the long process of getting somebody to optimize your CV, getting going on different job boards, tailoring your CV in a very stressful manner, because that's why people run away from applying to enough job roles because, oh, how do I apply consistently? I am busy, I have shift jobs, I have this, I have that. And people end up applying to 2 jobs when they could have applied to 10, 20 in a day, right? So once you have done this, like I said, please, I'd like you to follow these steps. So if this is something that you have forgotten or that you might forget, please ensure that you fill the attendance form that my colleague is going to drop in the chat, and I will share the link to this slide and you can just easily have access. Then let's take a look at the skills in the UK that employers test for. We have seen how important it is for you to apply strategically, and the best way to apply without going through a long process. Use a tool that would work perfectly, and I am giving you free 2 months access to this tool. All right. So, like I said, stay till the end of the session so you know how to access the tool for the partnership package that we have. Now, the skills that employers test for in the UK is very important for us to understand. I have seen a lot of misconceptions from job seekers. I was on a YouTube page yesterday from some of these immigration people on YouTube, and people in our comment section said a couple of things like, oh, training companies deceive them. They tell them to come and pay for training, but they don't get the job after the training. That these training companies just try to make money off of desperate and vulnerable immigrants. And I was like, first things first, right? Amdari is not a training company. So I'm not even speaking from that point of view because, oh, Amdari is supposedly a training company. Amdari is purely internship. We are not a training company. But now, to speak to the training misconception that people have, I want you to understand that courses, training, they give you basic concepts. They do not expose you to the actual in-depth of what getting the job done means. You need to truly practice. You need to truly be in a system to understand, because there are some things that your course will not expose you to, that only working with people and solving actual business problems would expose you to. And you would see that in practical for each career path. I am going to touch everybody's career path so that you would understand the expectation that the job market has for you. So don't take a course and immediately expect that you will get a job when you apply. So when you now don't get the job, you say that those people that paid, or rather those people that told you to come and pay for training, have lied to you. They did not lie, they just did not tell you the entire truth. What do I mean? If they tell you that you need more after their training, you might not pay, and they want you to pay. So they will just make you assume that, oh, even after their training, it's possible you get a job. If academia has a course of 4 years, and they still tell you that you need to go do work placement of 1 year or 6 months rather, how much more of a course of 4 months, a course of 2 months, 3 months? You need practical experience. So trust me, don't let anybody tell you that theoretical learning can get you a job. It cannot get you a job, but you need that theoretical state because that is the foundation. You also need the course, you need the training. But the problem is people immediately just expect that results should mean they get a job. But because of the way those courses are structured, it doesn't build you to build experience because you are not solving actual business problems. The closest thing they would give you to, oh, you would work on projects is they would give you capstone projects. Capstone projects are practice projects. You are applying to a job and people that are applying are a lot. You are not the only one. Why do you want to use capstone project as your own source of proof that, oh, I have done it before and capstone project is what you have? But then there is gift that has maybe practiced, or she has even worked with Amazon or Google, either for 1 year, 6 months, or 6 months, or, but she has worked. There is gift applying to the same job as Jago, as Peter. Why do you want to be the person that is not as competitive, right? The recruiters have options. That's why you think that they are doing you a favor. They are not doing you a favor. They need you. I said it earlier that the job exists on a job board because a problem was identified. And they said, who do we need for this gap to be filled? And people said, oh, we need a cybersecurity person, a penetration tester. They put it out there. They don't have a penetration tester in-house. That is why it is out there. You are meant to now come in with the knowledge beyond theory, actual problem-solving knowledge. And all of this, I've noticed that, okay, people might not know exactly what goes on in a tech team because I have not worked in a tech company before. I don't have a tech background, and people would easily be lost. So that is why I would break it down. The one you see on my screen right now is just me touching base on a few things. Now, what are the skills needed for you to get a job, or what are the skills that these jobs need? So data analyst jobs need SQL window function skill, Power BI DAX, the skill, Python pandas, pyramid principle, KPI framework design. For data science, you need machine learning model evaluation skill, feature engineering skill, sharp explainability, A/B testing design, machine learning flow, and business communication. Cloud data engineering job needs DBT, Apache Airflow, Medallion architecture, BigQuery and Snowflake, and data contracts. Okay, business analyst jobs need working user stories. As a business analyst working from Nigeria, you don't build this skill. But UK would need it. That was why I said it earlier, that the skill you have while working as something in Nigeria, because sometimes people will say, I've worked as a project manager before in Nigeria, but I'm struggling to get it here in the UK because environment is different. They want you to show that in this climb, you have done it before. In this climb, you are familiar with the typical problem and you can easily come in and solve this problem. They just need you to show that you are that person. And so, Gherkin user story, BPMN process mapping, Moscow prioritization, BRD writing, business case ROI. They need you to have this skill. I would break it down. This is still vague. For project management, you need Prince2 vocabulary. You need sprint facilitation, DORA metrics, RAG reporting, risk escalation, stakeholder conflict. SOC, you need Splunk queries, MITRE attack, operational use, IR playbooks, GDPR 72-hour notification, log analysis. GRC, you need ISO 27001 implementation, GDPR DPIA writing, control testing, CIS benchmark, FCA ICO regulatory context. For penetration testers, you need OWASP exploitation, Verb Suite, professional, CBS scoring, pen test reporting, report writing, as well as responsible disclosure. Cloud and app being the last one, you need cloud native security tools, IAC scanning, container security, SAST, and zero trust. What do I mean by zero trust? We will also get into that. It is in the implementation of your work with your team. Now, before I break down how this properly works in a real life scenario, I'd like you to listen to Darlington, one of the interns at Amdari, who was able to get a job just 2 months into his internship at Amdari. And I promise you one thing, his explainability when he went in for the interview was one of the things that set him apart. Remember, you are not the only one applying. You have other people applying as you. How are you different? What knowledge are you bringing to the table? Are you bringing more, or are you sounding like everyone else? The minute they see somebody that shows them the possibility of what they can achieve, they will go with that person. And that's an exact example of what happened in the case of Darlington. So I'd like us to listen to Darlington for just 2 minutes, and we'll be back. So congratulations, Darlington, on landing the role as HC Selection and Implementation Lead. That's the job title, right?
Yes, that's the job title, yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
It feels really good. The important part is you get to apply what you know. The knowledge we've been able to acquire seems to be nothing if you can apply it to a real world problem. So that's the most important part for me and what I'm excited about.
Amazing. So how would you say the experience at Amdari helped you land the role, like from the projects you worked on to the types of mentor you had and all that? How would you say that really, really contributed to you landing this role?
Well, in the interview, my background is data science and sales. So this role is more like a business analyst role. And while I was there in the interview room, I was asked about things like mapping and how you to scope the whole process. Just give us a rundown of what you would do if you were to start this role. I just used everything I learned at Amdari. I spoke about the process, the to-be processes, the project charter, basically the terminology and the knowledge of what I learned very played a part in that interview. I seemed to be the person that gave them a clear idea of what they are going to achieve in a 1 year period, because they didn't know how to go about it. So they needed someone who was close to what they were looking for. And my knowledge from what I'd learned played a huge part in that interview, to be honest.
All right, thank you very much. So it's really great to hear. So what specific aspect of this Amdari? Yes, so let's stop it right there. Please give me thumbs up if you heard everything Darlington said. Can I see your thumbs up? Can I see your thumbs up? Can I see your thumbs up? Can anyone hear me? Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much. Awesome. So yes, Darlington said he seemed to be the one that was able to help them see what they could achieve in the space of 1 year, because they didn't know how to go about it. That might sound like, how can the company owner not know what they could achieve? I mean, it's their business and all that. I said something earlier. Those roles exist because the problem was identified and nobody on the team is in that capacity to solve it. So they need to hire the people that can truly come in or step in and solve this problem. And that is where your own skill and knowledge comes in. So trust me, you are not at their mercy. They need you. The only reason you easily assume you're at their mercy is they have options. Other people are applying to the same job as you. All you need to do is set yourself apart. Now, before we talk about how you can join the next internship at Amdari, let's take a look at how companies operate or what really happens within a company. For them to say they need a data analyst, right? A problem exists. They would take a look at that in another conversation. But let's take a look at what you're expected to do as a data analyst in a team. You take a course and everything, honestly, is convenient. If you're taking a course as a data analyst, data scientist, even if it's as a developer myself, when I was taking development, front end development course, everything says wait until you are building an actual product and it's time for you to test or it's time for you to go live. Something breaks in production, and you're like, why is this so? When am I going to graduate from this knowledge? Because it feels like you're stuck. Like, am I not enough yet? That's because now you are in the real system. So if you don't have a control environment to learn or to keep like because that are not enough. It's not you're not find the participating are really like but when you do it on an actual you are not competent, they might fire you, they might let you, and then you start feeling like, but is it that I'm not good enough? Why get fired? It's because you applied before you were ready. Right now, companies don't even hire that way anymore. Yes, if you are not ready, so you need to be ready. What happens? Let's take a look at dirty contradictory data at scale. Your course will typically not tell you anything like that. They will teach you things around like CSV data. For real companies will hand you 14 different tables from first no data dictionary and competing primary keys and a deadline. Deadline that is unrealistic. I don't want to say tomorrow. If the realistic deadline is in maybe you a some object. If a realistic deadline is in a week, some tomorrow or in 2 weeks because something is there, something needs to go out, something needs to see this presentation. They would make that. This is the exact experience you have in a real company and the real system. Now, a retail client sales dashboard shows for 4.2 million pounds revenue, but the finance team spreadsheet says something else. It says 3.9 million pounds. 3 data sources, 3 answers. Which one is the truth? How do you approach this? How do you solve this? What was the root cause of having different sources of truth? Because you need to have one source of truth. Where did things go wrong? These are the kind of problems you would solve as a data analyst in a real business scenario. And this is just one of it. These are the kind of things that will give you different stories to share in an interview. I always say something. If you don't have actual experience, there are certain vocabularies that you will not use. And that will tell that you lack depth in your field. And that's a signal that you do not have exposure yet. Recruiters will go with the person they know and easily convince them that I can do the job from day one. Because a problem already exists. You are meant to come in and solve it, not take time to figure it out. That means you are adding to the problem because you need time. You needing time is not a problem. It's not bad. But in an operating business, it is bad. They don't have that time. Your role exists in the first place because something is delaying or there is no time. They are growing and they are scaling at a particular place. They need extra hands. Then they bring you and you, the extra hand that they are bringing you need time. So what they didn't solve any problem with bringing you on board. They just added to the problem, and you are even incurring costs for them because they have to still pay you salary. So you are not worth the cost, and it's high risk for them. So they would not proceed. That is why you need to build the kind of skills that recruiter hire for, which is what we expose our interns to at Andari. Data reconciliation across life systems, not CSV, preprint data, something that is convenient. No. Business context validation groups, stakeholder communication under ambiguity. In essence, understand how to survive under drama as a professional. You see, the first thing in your skill, right, as a professional in tech is you and how you think. That tool you use, the Power BI you use, the SQL you use, is because you need these tools to now carry out the problem you have figured out, and you already have a thought process that is guiding how you want to solve it. You already have a goal, an objective, a KPI you are measuring for. The SQL is not helping you figure out your objective. No, you are using that SQL as a database. Maybe that's where your source data is for something. My SQL, if it's on maybe Cloudflare, if it's on Cloudways, whatever data source or cloud platform you're using to host your data, you are using it just for that purpose, to house the data or to extract the data from there. The actual problem solving in this case is you, your thought process, you understanding that, oh, I've seen this kind of problem before. This is the best way to solve it. That is the actual thing recruiters are paying for, not just you being able to work with Power BI for visualization, you being able to work with Excel also for visualization and data cleaning and all that. It is beyond that. So that will also help you understand stakeholder communication under ambiguity, audit trail documentation. What are the top industries that recruiters are hiring for? Retail, retail and e-commerce, financial services, NHS, insurance, and logistics. And your project as a data analyst at Amdari covers this career path. Because the 4-month internship that you will have will cover projects from retail and commerce, financial services, NHS and healthcare, insurance, logistics. No way you would not be able to position as somebody that can get the job, because you will have projects across this. And these projects are from our project partners across these locations, or rather these industries, and their businesses in the UK. Most of them are startups, because startups are always going through a lot. There is always a problem to solve. Oh, we are scaling. Oh, we are ideating. And there is always something for you to solve. So it's easy for us to get from it. Okay. Now, let's take a look at data science real quick. What are you expected to do as a data scientist in a real company? Or what's a typical problem you would encounter as a data scientist in a real
Hi everyone, good evening. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can.
Good evening.
Okay, sorry, let's just give her like 5-10 minutes. I guess she's trying to switch her network. Please, she'll join us shortly. Just hold on for her. Thank you. Okay, I think she's back. Hi, Amomi.
Yeah, hi everyone. So sorry. So my network got disconnected, but I'm back now. So I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a minute. So my Wi-Fi got connected, and that was my sorry, please. I'm joining back on my other device so I can share my screen. Give me a minute, please. In fact, yeah, we're back now. Hey.
All right. So sorry, everybody. Please confirm you can hear me clearly with a thumbs up. So sorry for that. Break in transmission. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen right about now, so we can move into the data science conversation. So real quick, without wasting too much time, as a data scientist, so I would just briefly touch all of this so I can wrap up and take your questions. Okay, so for data scientists, right, you need to understand that models can work in development and fail in production. So your top prediction models scored 92% accuracy in training. 3 months after you deployed it. So when I say in training, I mean when you were developing it, right? When you were building it, right? So it worked perfectly. It was 92% accuracy. Now, 3 months after you deployed, the business makes decisions on it and churn is still rising. What has happened is something that can typically happen in any business scenario. Now, for a course, what it will typically expose you to is a cargo grade accuracy score, and that's just it. But real companies need you to now understand feature drift, class imbalance in live data. Now, this is you operating with live data sets. And then understand that there are reasons why a good model can give you bad business outcomes. So your ability to bounce back from that, carry out A/B testing to understand, so you can have like an A/B testing designed on, like experiment with it, so that you perfectly understand the model that you can rely on the most. So let's take a look at what recruiters hire for in this scenario, and that is what we focus on at Amdari: model monitoring and drift detection, right? So possibility of it failing when it is in production and how you can quickly have other alternatives in form of the A/B testing that I mentioned. Feature engineering from raw business data, not random data, not made up data. Then communicating uncertainty to non-technical stakeholders and to manage their expectations very well. And then experiment design and A/B testing. If all of this sounds so vague, it's because job readiness is something you are yet to attain. So, and that is why I keep saying that this is the way Amdari designed its project. And this is the way Amdari designed the structure of the team you work with. You would be you'll be interacting with actual data, live resources, live servers, so that it is easy for you to experiment when necessary, and for you to understand that there can be scope creep in every little project. Some things can fail, even though when you were testing or when you were building your model and training it, it was working fine, right? And as a developer myself, this is something I can guarantee you for a fact. So what are the top industries in the UK that are hiring for data scientists that Amdari also helps you build projects around? Fintech, retail banking, pharma and life sciences, that's pharmaceuticals, medical and streaming platforms, media and streaming platforms, as well as insurance. We work on 5 to 6 projects at Amdari. All projects would cover this. One of each, rather, let me put it that way. One of each of these projects would cover this. So you are able to build experience and real business problems that you will solve in areas that are in high demand in the UK. Now let's take a look at cloud data engineering. What happens in a real company for this? Pipeline that breaks at 2 a.m. on a Friday. Now let's take a look at a critical ETL job process. A critical ETL job processes 1 million in daily transactions. It silently fails, no alert fired, no one notices until Monday, and 2 days of data is gone. Now, guess what? Your course will typically teach you to build pipelines that run once. It doesn't prepare you for this kind of emergencies or failures or things that would happen only and intentionally, or you being in a system, right, can prepare you and expose you to this kind of problem. How you thrive, how you solve this, how you come back from this is what tells a competent person from an incompetent person. That is why these recruiters will always go for people that are familiar, that will not be high risk. Now, real pipelines need error handling. So you need to understand how to do that, right? Because with real pipeline now, you need to put that in mind. Error handling is very important. Retry logic, alerting, idempotency, right? SLAs, and also run books. All of these don't appear in tutorials. These are things you are not exposed to through a course. That's why I said 1 + 1 when you're taking a course is really 2. But 1 plus 1 in an actual company can be 100, can be minus 50. You are even owing them 50, right? A lot of things that can go wrong. And you need to know how to handle this. You need to have skills around try logic, how to handle errors and everything. That is why the skills that recruiters hire for right now that we focus on at Amdari is purely on this production grade pipeline design, not practice based, right? So that you can truly test your error handling skills. Or let me not say test, let me say build and develop it. These are things you should talk about in an interview. And that is what to make them know that, in fact, you have practiced. You are meant to apply as a practitioner, not as a graduate. Don't apply to a job as a graduate. Apply as a practitioner. Only practitioners can apply as problem solvers because they have practiced, so they've solved the problem before. Now, with the projects and the skills needed for recruiters to hire you, observability and monitoring setup is needed. That's the skill. Incremental loading and idempotency is another skill needed. Cloud cost optimization is also another skill needed. Let me tell you something, an experience with cloud cost optimization. We hired a data engineer. She came on board, has the skill to create services on AWS, created this AWS service, did not shut it down, so it was left running for days. Few days of it running, like 3 days, it already incurred a cost of £1,000, sorry, USD, right? Now, this lady did not forget. She just did not know that there is something as important as cost optimization, adding limits to what you spend, and also shutting down services that are not in use anymore, so you don't incur costs. How did we know? AWS sent billing. Guess what happened? What happened in this case is, so we have to review and take a look at the littlest thing, like as little as a service you created on AWS. But we didn't know you need this kind of support and supervision. They would not hire you if you would need as tiny as such type of supervision, and that is high risk. So imagine me not looking for just a minute, and somebody has incurred a cost of 1,000 US in 3 days or 2 days. That is high risk. So this is a very important skill. You are not taught this in class because nobody gives you an actual paid platform. The trainer can have it for their own use. You are not using it, so they don't give you that access. So they are just telling you theoretically, this is how to create services on AWS. They don't tell you the other risk when you don't put into consideration cost optimization. These are things that happen in real businesses. Chaos, right? How do you solve the problem? So the top industries currently hiring for cloud data engineers that we also make sure you work on projects on are fintech and payments, retail and FMCG, energy and utilities, government digital platforms, as well as telecoms. These are platforms that prioritize data engineers or cloud data engineers. And please bear in mind that with platforms like this, we partner with them so that we can build projects around this from their real business challenge. Okay, I just realized that I didn't kill myself when I got back, so let me just quickly do that. Now let's take a look at project management. Scope creep that kills a project quietly. A 12-week e-commerce platform. A 12-week e-commerce platform build is due in 8 weeks. 3 small additions have been agreed informally. It wasn't part of the initial scope, right? It wasn't part of the plan. Maybe from review, ideation, and iteration, some people are coming up with new additions. Yeah, let's make this adjustment. Let's add that. Let's add this. And little by little, they are added informally. And this has crept into the initial scope, right? And this is going to cause a 6 weeks delay. In fact, the team is currently behind. What happens here is not convenience, not the kind of convenience you get when you're taking a project management course. 1 plus 1 in your course is 2. In real life, you would experience difficult stakeholders, the ones that would want you to immediately prioritize their own requests and demands. Now, your course teaches you Prince 2 theory. For real projects that you handle, that you manage, would need you to say no professionally without being offensive to stakeholders. For you to know how to document change requests, not accepting changes informally and things are not documented, and it is a case of you said, I said, she said. Rebaseline timelines. When there is a new scope addition, if it's going to add to your timeline, communicate perfectly, and manage upward to stakeholders who don't want bad news. This kind of experience, I know even if you've not worked in tech, you might have experienced people like this in your previous place of work, where they give you, like, they don't want you to tell them something that means they have to wait, or there might be a delay because of how do you handle people like this. So the skills that are very important for you to now get hired as a project manager goes beyond Prince 2 theory. It is scope change control process. What is your approach to scope change? What's your control strategy or framework or methodology? Risk adjustment scheduling. What's your plan? How do you do it? How have you done it before? Your stories will tell. Now, how do you have stories like this? Experience that you gain within and direct, right? Because you need to have a system that allows you to build and grow. Now, the other one is stakeholder management and escalation, right? Project help and reporting also. What are the top industries today that are hiring so much for project managers? We have consulting, we have financial services, central government, NHS, that's healthcare, and also infrastructure construction. These are organizations that are currently hiring massively for project managers, and your projects from Amdari would be around these 5 to 6 projects, each would be from these fields, okay? So let's take a look at the next one, which is business analyst. Now, the requirement that mean different things to everyone. You need to understand how to speak the language of developers and business, or rather stakeholders. And you need to be the middle person that lets them know that, oh, when this person said this, this is what they meant. Oh, when the developer said this, this is what they meant. You are able to be the middle person that translates technical language to non-technical stakeholders and translates business needs to technical guys. So this means, oh, the system should be fast. Developers here build for 10 milliseconds. These other guys here, build for sub 10 millisecond queries. That's their own coding stuff. Then business stakeholders, what they will hear is 10 seconds no time. For the developers, they are hearing the technicalities that go in. So none of them is wrong, but the project can still fail at the end of the day. So your course teaches you to write user stories, epics, etc. Again, the convenient part of what actually happens in these roles. But real BA work means running workshops with 8 different competing stakeholders, surfacing hidden assumptions, and producing requirements that survive leading technical and professional review. What are the skills you need to bring to be able to ace any interview for recruiters to know that you are the guy for the job? Elicitation, under ambiguity, gap analysis against as-is process, traceability metric and matrices, and also acceptance criteria that holds up in user acceptance testing. What are the industries that hire massively for business analysts? We have banking and finance, we have central and local government, NHS, management consulting, and also retail. Now for SOC, 1,400 alerts a day. 3 are real. Your SIM fires 1,004 alerts overnight. By morning, the team has tried 200. Buried inside was a lateral movement then that started the ransomware chain. Guess what happens in this case now? Your course has only taught you what a SIM is, right? The theoretical aspect, because you're not really interacting with live servers or live alerts and everything. But real SOC means you are going to be the work demands alerts, fatigue management, triad playbooks, correlation rule tuning, and also the judgment to escalate without you crying. But let's take a look at the skills you need to thrive in this field, or to even be able to ace an interview in this field, right? Now, alert triad and prioritization, threat correlation across log sources, SIM rule tuning and noise reduction, as well as incident escalation and documentation. What are the industries hiring for this, and where are our projects from? They are from the top industries: banking and finance, defense and government, telecoms and ISPs, healthcare, NHS obviously, and critical infrastructures. Then let's take a look at GRC, and then we look at the last one, which is cloud and app security. So the other one we will take a look at real quick is audit finds a gap nobody owned. Now, an ISO 27001 audit revealed that reviews a critical control which is data classification. And this has never been documented. No documented owner, no process, nothing. And this becomes something that has been sitting in the risk register for like years. So because now we have a GRC person who figures this out, we're able to realize a couple of things. Now, as a GRC person, what your course just tells you is for you to memorize frameworks. Like, there is nothing as theoretical as a GRC course, honestly. Like, the very theoretical course ever is GRC. And these roles are very execution driven. All the career paths I have called today, they are all execution driven. So if they are execution driven and all you've done is take a course, how do you really want to get the job and thrive on the job? It is going to be very tricky. So the skills recruiters need you to have that they hire for, that we now help you build in the internship, is control gap analysis and remediation planning, risk register management, evidence collection and audit readiness, policy writing for non-technical audience, and then the industries, financial services, healthcare, legal and professional services, defense, and then critical national infrastructure. All your projects will be from here. You're working on 5 to 6 projects. Okay, last is cloud app security. Okay, cloud app security, and what this simply means is you are going to have instances where the S3 bucket that reached 1,000 customers is the challenge you're facing. So a developer spun up an S3 bucket during the sprint and they forgot to set it to private. 9 months later, it's indexed by a threat intelligence feed. That's 80,000 customers records publicly accessible. What this means is the what's their name now? The cloud security person did not secure the platform by default, which is very important. So what happens? Your course teaches you cloud security concepts, nothing more. Are you really interacting with an actual developer? No. Are you exposed to the risk that comes with you not securing things by default? No, because you're not really working with developers. S3 bucket is typically something you find on AWS platforms and all that. Now, do you have actual access to a paid version that can expose you to this kind of thing, that can expose you to projects that would mean you guys are really creating different services and you need to really secure things by default? No. So how are you a cloud app security engineer if you don't have this exposure? So this field really it demands you to build guardrails, and guardrails developers can't accidentally bypass, right? So you have to build the guardrails that these guys cannot mistakenly bypass. Now, what are the skills that you need, that recruiters are hiring for, that then the projects at Andari exposes you to? Simple. Cloud security posture management, secure by default architecture patterns, IAC security review, and also shift left security in DevOps pipelines. What are the industries that hire massive people for cloud security or cloud app security guys? These are SaaS, retail and e-commerce, pretty much digital platforms, right? But then banking, also telecoms, and then government cloud programs. These are the fields and platforms that hire massively for that. So for you to become a practitioner and not a graduate, you need to understand a lot of things. I'd like us to hear from Pedro, one of the interns at Andari that secured a project, or rather a visa sponsorship role through the internship program at Andari, and we will see exactly how the internship played a key role in his own journey. Now, I would like us to listen to Pedro for just 2 minutes, not long, and this video is the last we're playing for today. And then I will give you a hint of some of the projects we work on at Andari, and I will take your questions. So let's listen to Pedro for just 2 minutes, and then I will be back. Just 2 minutes, okay?
Thanks so much, Pedro, for doing this with us. And congratulations on landing the cybersecurity role. Is it SOC, or what's the job title?
It's OT security specialist, but more of OT security. So it's cybersecurity, but in operations technology.
Amazing. And it came with visa sponsorship, correct?
Yes. Role.
Yeah. Let me blow some confetti, imaginary confetti. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
All right. So I would like to know how your experience, right, the work experience at Andari, helped you go from being a job seeker to becoming job ready, right? From the mentorship to the project. How did the work experience help you go from being a job seeker to being job ready?
Okay, so for starters, in my IT career, I've been more of a lone wolf. I like to study on my own, do my certifications, but moving to the UK, I realized that I had to change. I knew I needed some form of mentorship. And that's how I stumbled into Amdari. And yes, the program helped. It provided some guided mentorship that helped me determine the road that was suitable for me and how to navigate to the next chapter. I was already in employment, but I knew I needed to pivot. And yes, the Amdari experience was very important. And it contributed to me landing this new role.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much, Pedro. So what specific aspect of this internship would you say helped you ace your interview?
Okay. For starters, Amdari helped. They have several services. And I think the very first one I opted for was the CV rebuild. That is very, very important. And after the session, my CV got a lot better. I knew I was getting a lot more interviews, but I was really picky about the companies I wanted to join. So the CV rebuild was very, very good. And when I did get called for this interview, they also helped with interview preparation sessions. That was very good. That's put me in the right place to predict questions that were going to be asked. And that really helped to land the role. Then the experience with Amdari was amazing. I was in the SOC analysts cohort. We dabbled into several projects ranging from SIM analysis, we're building VMs and doing malware analysis. And yes, I mentioned that during my interview, and yes, it really did help.
Okay. Also,
All right, let's stop it right there and come back to my slide. I almost clicked on red to leave this meeting. Oh my God, that would have been very sad. Please give me a thumbs up if you heard everything Pedro said. Can I see your thumbs up? Can I see your thumbs up? Let me see your thumbs up. You heard everything. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Kate. Really, thank you. So yes, he spoke about the project he worked on at Amdari. That helped. And he mentioned the fact that we revamped his CV, we optimized his LinkedIn, and all of this played a key role in him securing the role. That's because with the internship program at Amdari, in fact, we are working on projects from businesses that are operating in the UK, US, Canada, in fields and industries that are in high demand. And like I said earlier, you are building those skills that recruiters are hiring for beyond theory skills, right? Beyond theory skills. That's what you're doing here. And this makes you a professional, not, oh, I'm a data analytics enthusiast or analytics enthusiast, right? You are not an enthusiast. You are really a practitioner. So some of the projects you get to work on, I'll just go over this briefly and the skills you build. For data analytics, right? If you join the internship program at Amdari as a data analyst, you'll be working on projects like retail margin erosion, or customer segmentation for a subscription-based business. And that's some of our business partners. And the skills you build are all here. I'll be sharing the slide with you so you can go over this. So if you would like to have this, please fill the attendance form that my colleague is sharing. So our interns have analyzed 3 years of sales before, and that's the return and supply pricing data across store products, yada yada, and they build skills that show that they can translate messy data into commercial insights. All right. They've also worked on segments. They've had to segment 5,000 active customers. That's a project that needed them to do that. And segmented the customer behavior, lifetime value, and churn risk using transaction logs, actual data. So this helped them build data blending across inconsistent sources, business-driven metrics, Tableau, Power BI, storytelling. And you would see from what I'm saying that I am making it less about the tools and more about the actual thought process that makes you thrive. That's because those tools, it's a given, right? You would use the tools, but that is not the problem you are solving here. The tool is just an enabler. The problem you're solving starts with you thinking and then you profiling a solution, like what's the first step I'm going to take? What's the second step I'm going to take? Without you needing somebody to tell you or maybe you are the one that knows that this is what I'm supposed to do because you were hired to be the problem solver. right? The next one is for data science team, right? So they created like there was a problem with the low default early warning system, and they had to build a production-ready machine learning model. So for our data science internship program, they do a lot of AI and machine learning model building. They train these algorithms or models rather, they train them, and it really helps you build capacity in model interpretability, bias detection and fairness, feature engineering, etc. Then demand forecasting engine for a UK retailer. That's another project they worked on that needed them to forecast SKU level demand across 200 products, and they deployed it as an API that feeds the procurement system, and they built skills around time series modeling, API deployment, model drift monitoring, translating predictions, just to mention a few. So this is the kind of capacity you build beyond theory. Cloud and data engineers, they've had an opportunity to also have projects around real-time financial data lake on AWS, actual access, not the kind that comes with training, and then multi-source marketing data warehouse also that really helps them to develop skills in ETL architecture with dbt, Snowflake data modeling, and also what's the word now? Data contract design, just to mention the few, as well as streaming pipeline architecture, data quality checks in flight, AWS infrastructure, cost optimization, just to mention a few around that. And then we also have for project management, where they had to like rescue, they created a rescue plan for a derailed data migration problem. So they had to like take over a simulated legacy to cloud data migration that was like 8 weeks late, and budget was over 40k pounds, obviously. And yeah, they worked around that, and the skills they developed was recovery planning and rebaselining, scope change control, like I mentioned earlier, risk adjustment scheduling, executive stakeholder communication. That is very important. You will understand what I mean when you join the program. Then agile delivery of an internal analytics platform. So for this, we partnered with a business that needed them to create to work with an agile framework for the development of an internal analytics platform. And they also ran like sprint meetings for this purpose, and they worked cross-functionally. So they developed agile and scrum facilitation skills, sprint planning and velocity tracking, backlog prioritization, and also retrospective driven continuous improvement. Then process redesign for a broken onboarding journey. This is for business analyst team. They had to work with as-is and to-be mapping. So they built and developed this skill. So when I say these are skills you build, I'm saying these are skills you will use. And it's in using it that it becomes you. So yes, skills you build as-is to-be process mapping, stakeholder elicitation. I'm saying these are things they did. So it's in doing that you now build it. So functional and non-functional requirements, as well as business case writing. Then they also worked on a project that needed requirements for a GDPR compliance tool. So they had to elicit documents and also validate requirements for an internal GDPR data request management system. And the skills they developed was cross-functional stakeholder management, regulatory requirement translation, use case and user story writing, as well as traceability and user acceptance testing. Then I have the SOC field, and I have two more, then we wrap up here, which is they've worked on projects around threat hunts, which had them detecting insider lateral movement. And for this, they had to implement skills around SIM law correlation and querying, threat hunting methodology, detection rule development, incident report writing. And then for SOC playbook design, they created an SOC playbook rather for a ransomware scenario. So the skills they developed there was the playbook and runbook design, triage and escalation protocols. These are things that you speak about in interviews, and they know that now you are actually somebody that is bringing say 2700 assessment and remediation roadmap, and they build skills around control gap analysis, risk register management, evidence for collection standards, remediation, prioritization, and also business case writing. Then GDPR data mapping and DPIA is another project we worked on. And they had things around data mapping and ROPA construction, regulatory interpretation, stakeholder interview, and data flow. Lastly, cloud and app security. For them, they had cloud security posture audits done in an AWS environment. And they also had shift-led security integration for DevOps pipeline. So for this, they worked around DevSecOps pipeline design, tool selection and configuration, security gates, thresholds, and developer UX, as well as security as code documentation. Now, that is exactly the kind of projects that our interns work on. So how do you join this program? Before I speak about how you join, it's a 6 weeks program because it's for 4 months, right? It's 4 months and we have 6 stages of growth. The first one is uniformity, the second one is formative, the third one transitional, the fourth one emerging, fifth one collaborative, and the sixth is the emerging, or rather the professional one. I need you to follow me closely here because this involves you, this relates to you. Now, the uniformity stage, I know most people on this call with me today would say, oh, me, I only took a course a year ago. I only know how to use 2 tools. I don't know so much. Now, at this stage, the goal for us is to align with your current knowledge, right? You have foundational knowledge. You need to align with that knowledge. What are the tools you know right now and the professional working standard that you are exposed to so that you understand exactly where we are starting from with you. So we will start with you from your current place of exposure. So we don't expect you to know everything. We will meet you at the current place of your skill gap and we will take you up to the next level. So the projects you would work on at this stage will be foundational and it will be purely foundational introductory videos that you have, how-to videos for tools and platforms, guided practical workflows, assessment and project submissions, as well as game night opportunities for you to build team bonding exposure. That is what you experience in your first stage. Second stage is where you move from that foundational level to a structured delivery level. Now here you are going to be guided. You're not going to do it alone. Yes, it's still beginner friendly, but it's in progression. So it's not as beginner friendly as the first project because that one was for us to meet you at your current place of knowledge. So the next one is going to be still guided, but now you are really getting exposed to a more, high level kind of project. We don't reserve high level for a later time. The difficulty just kind of progresses, but at the same time, every project matters because you only have 5 to 4. It's just 4 months, so we need to give you every high level exposure as we can before the 4 months elapses. All right. So at this point, you're guided to work on this company project with specialists that would work closely with you and support you. There is a work plan and daily tasks you need to implement. And then there are explainer videos for core concepts in case, oh, I've never taken a course in this before. We would give you explainer videos. Guess what? Your specialist is also going to work closely with you. So you are not doing this alone or in isolation. And then there is solution workflow. So for every problem you solve, we would let you know how well you did. So there is feedback system. And then we will let you know, oh, this is what a standard one can look like. If you got it right, amazing. If you didn't, that's why the feedback meeting exists, right? And then there is assessment and project submissions, which you do during your project presentation. Then the transitional stage is by your week 7. Please note that all of these are in weeks and stages. It's 16 weeks. That's why I'm breaking it down like this. And if you would like to have this live, please fill the attendance form so that you can take time to go through what exactly you will get in this internship. All right. So the next one is transitional. Now you are going to move from the guided execution to a structured and independent kind of execution. Now you have to be a self-starter. You have to think on your own. You have to solve the problem first before you ask for help. So yes, we are still here to help you. You have a dedicated team lead who is not a fellow intern. Your dedicated team lead is a professional with experience in your field. So what happens in this case is, yes, they expect you to be able to self-start most of this and solve the problem, but at the same time, they are there to guide you. But you need to take charge now because when you get the job, you are meant to execute as a problem solver, somebody that already knows how to do it, as a practitioner. And this is Amdari's way of building you to independence, right? 2 projects are like with a lot of support. The first one, to meet you at the point of your current skill gap. The second one, to give you that guidance and walk you through it step by step. The third project, you are now doing it alone, but you are not on your own, but you are independent at this stage. And when you have any issues, specialists can come in for you. They join all your meetings, not like they are not there anymore. But you need to take charge. You are the boss now, so you have to work like that. So when you're stuck, you cannot ask for help. So it's going to be less of specialist input and more of you. And then, oh, I'm so stuck. Yeah, you can still guide you. Now here, the company projects will be lightweight specialist guidance. So it's going to be all you. Work plan and daily tasks and everything else that I explained from the previous one. And you'll be properly assessed based on your submission and everything that comes here. Now, at the 11th week, you are becoming emerging. Now, you would be accountable and you will take the center stage. You will deliver 100% alone, like independently. Please don't get me wrong. You're not working in isolation. You have your team, right? Me saying you work independently is me saying that mentor that was guiding you, like holding your hand so much for your first and second project, will be taking a back seat more often now. And they would allow you to start evolving so that when you get the job, you are getting it as an actual self-sufficient professional, not one that needs to be babied, to be guided. No, now you can really do it. So emerging stages by week 11, and now you are going to be able to demonstrate confidence in your output. So a lot of things, decision making, how you would even share ideas with stakeholders, like executive stakeholders, and say no in a professional way, like I said earlier, just so that, oh, okay, they can also listen to your own ideas and suggestions. All of that are things that you would properly have put into consideration at this stage. So you would independently work on this company project, or you will do it with your team. Independently, again, without that mentor, like hand holding you too much, but not alone. You have your teammates, and then you would self-design work plan. Again, you are doing this as a professional, as a practitioner now. So less of somebody begging and hand holding you. This is how we know that when we give you reference letter, we can beat our chest and say, yes, Oluwatosin can really deliver. A lot of can really deliver, right? Because we know the standard we have set. Now, stage 5, which is collaborative, is where you now get to work with cross-functional teams. So all your other projects have been within your team. Now, stage 5 is cross-functional. So if you're a DevOps person, you work with developers. If you're a project manager, you work with business analysts, developers, UI UX designer. You're a data analyst, you work with data engineers or cloud data engineers, blah, blah, blah. That's what I mean. This happens by week 13 to week 14. So you guys would work in a cross-functional squad. You have work plan design. Now you guys are independent. All of you are independent. So you guys are working as fellow professionals that understand what is expected. Stage 6, the final stage, which exposes intent to real client context where applicable. So this is the part that tests your performance in real time. It's going to be beyond everything else you've done, right? It's going to be the type that really exposes you to possibility of getting hired by these clients, right? So we are giving you that head-on exposure to working on projects, or giving you a closer proximity this time to these clients so that you can either be on their priority list for hire. Trust me, recruiters need a pipeline. Amdari has the pipeline. Amdari speaks to them. Amdari partners with them. So we have them, and there are some that you have coffee chats with in the course of your internship. Your last project makes you become 100% professionally certified, not certificate on paper, by the way, but skill certification, like you are skilled so much. Now, this is the gap Amdari is closing. 9 programs, 5 to 6 projects, like I have been hinting, and all are from real businesses that you work with, but directly under Amdari. The next cohort is starting on the 9th of May. You want to join a team in this next cohort, you have to secure your spot before the cohort starts. And the beautiful thing is there is so much you can get, like a portfolio publication support from us. We have a live portfolio website, which will help you publish your projects on. We review and revamp your CV. We have mock interviews with you every Thursday throughout your stay in the program, okay? And then we also give you an opportunity to have coffee chat with recruiters by your second month, right? So you start having coffee chat by your second month. So the coffee chat slot is priority based only, and the new cohort just started today. That's enrollment for you to join the team and for you to also get access to the coffee chat. For the coffee chat, it is just 10 slots because it is priority based, and we always warn the recruiters. They always don't have time to speak to a whole lot of people. So we make the pipeline very lean from Amdari. So this is a new cohort. So you are in luck by being on this call with me today. That's why I said earlier, if you have people you know can benefit from a conversation like this, you want to share the link with them. So this coffee chat gives you the access to UK recruiters that can put you on the priority list and consideration list for possible hire. The hiring is not always for a later time, it's always immediate. And sometimes it is like few months they can reach out, or again immediate. So you want to be in a conversation like this, you want to secure your spot today. And there is a form you have to fill after you secure your spot so that you are on that list, because the minute that form has like 10 people, we're closing it. Okay, so every cohort will just take 10 people on that form. So there's also the closed door career coaching for sponsorship conversation. Let me put it that way. There is a very important strategy regarding how you position when sponsorship is involved. So we give you access to career coaches for this. It is closed door. You want to have access to this also, you have to secure your spot today. You being on that form, right, validates you having access to this closed door. For the closed door coaching, it is 20 slots because sponsorship is not something everybody can easily get. So it's steep. So if we want our interns to also be able to make the most out of this, we always try to work with small number. Small number for us guarantees great results, and that's what we are after. So if you want to be part of this list, please bear in mind that once it's closed, it's closed. For sponsorship conversation that happen behind closed doors, that is going to be open to 20 people. Coffee chat with recruiters by month 2 of your internship, that is for 10 people because of the priority list that we create. Then curated sponsor company database. We also have this, which is something we share with you in conversations like this. So it's limited slots, and it's because of results sake that we always deal with just few people, right? We also want to make sure that it's effective. Now, lastly, these are people, you can look them up, that have interned through Amdari and gotten jobs in 2 months, in 3 months. And you can see for Sandra, she interned with Amdari March last year, got a job September with LOD people as a data protection paralegal, and she resumed with them in October. This is Judith. She got a job in 3 months. You can see she interned May last year, got a job in August, and resumed with renewable parts in September. You can also look her up. Last but not the least is Betsy. Betsy interned with us as an information technology project manager January. She got a job in 4 months as an information technology business project manager, and that was in May. She got the job with Echoes IT Limited, and that is the beauty of it. Just 4 months in, this program works because of the quality and thoroughness that goes into what we put out for you. We have paid close attention. We know what works, and then we just make your internship focused on that. No distractions, no do this, do that. Everything builds you properly, right? And you've seen the steps from what I described. So I've already explained how it works. You're not doing it alone, you're doing it in teams, and you are meant to show up Mondays to Fridays, but not 9 to 5. If you commit a minimum of 1 hour, that's okay, but 2 hours, 3 hours is perfect, right? Per day. Any time of the day works, but twice a week, you will have meetings with your team. That meeting time is going to be decided by yourself and your teammate. So it is based on that decision that you now have to show up for your meeting. So it's not me on the call that will tell you that, oh, Oluwabukola, your team is going to meet Mondays and Fridays. Oh, if Naya, your team is going to meet Thursdays. No, you are going to agree collectively with your team. The time that works for you, you guys meet by that time. And that is when you guys have your meetings. Twice a week, typically 1 hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours. Your team lead and mentor is on all of these calls. You are not on the call alone. You are not figuring it out alone. All right. So, like I said, please ensure that you fill the attendance form, and I will show you how to secure your spot shortly. At the end of the internship, we give you reference letter. I've mentioned earlier how the structure works. Sorry, please. That's my lights that just played a trick on me. Okay. So as I was saying, just a minute. Yes, I've already hinted that we meet you at the point of your need in terms of the skill, right? So one thing that happens is we now help you revamp your CV and also optimize your LinkedIn, and we support you with application support and resources, e.g. CV match leads that I displayed for us on the call today. So there is access to CV match lead, but just 20 people. Free access for 2 months, all right? Free access for 2 months. I'm going to drop the enrollment link right now. Toyi cited the reference letter from Amdari as one of the major things that made it easy for her to get a job. And for 15 seconds, I would like us to listen to Toyi. Just 15 seconds, not 1 hour, not 2 minutes or anything like that. So let's listen to Toyi for 15 seconds on how the internship program at Amdari really helped her go from being a job seeker to somebody that got a job. Just 15 seconds. Yeah, so that is exactly how the reference played a key role for her. And these are samples of people that reach out to us to say, hi, somebody nominated you to provide an employment reference for the application to Healthcare Island. Of course, somebody here is following that. This one says, the above name has been offered the position as a systems analyst with our company and has provided your details as a referee. And we provided the reference, which is what you see on her site earlier. Now, the internship enrollment fee is £390, and you can pay in 3 installments. First installment is £100, second installment is £145, and third installment is £145. Spread it across 3 months. How do you secure your spot? Now, when you come to this page that I will show you right now, let me quickly show you. So you come to this page, you can see it clearly. My colleague has also dropped the payment link in the chat, but I'm going to also drop it right here. So you come to this page, scroll down the page, and select the program you want to enroll for. Click on apply, right? Once you get to the program you want to enroll for. And then once you click on apply, click on come here, you will see details about it. I mentioned over and over that you would have team leads. These are some of the team leads for business analysis, for example. They are the professionals with close to a decade experience working in the space that will work closely with you. So you are not doing this alone. In addition to your team, fellow interns. So click on apply now. Once you do that, scroll down to the program you want to pay for. Now you can even pay lesser than 3 nights. That's if you're paying one-time payment, meaning you get to pay £350. So if you're paying in 3 installments, that's okay. Just select this other one. And guess what? The next cohort is starting on May 9th. So just click on May 9th, and then that's in a month's time. If you look at it. So select the payment plan and click on proceed. Once you do that, it summarizes your details and your payment plan, first payment, second payment, third payment. You see it right here. And then you scroll down and it shows you everything in detail. First payment is £99. And just click on I confirm my information is correct. I've read the terms and conditions, and then click on pay now. Okay, once you do that, it redirects you to the payment page. Let's hold on. It redirects you to the payment page, and right there on the payment page, you are going to be able to fill in your card details. So once you do that, click on pay. Once you click on pay, your payment becomes successful. Now, because I will not be filling in an actual card detail because of time, I'm going to just finish off the payment steps from my screen right here so that we can see exactly how enrollment works. So let me put it on ×2, and let's just do that in a bit, and then let's click on pay. So once you select all that and click on pay, it tells you processing, check marks it, and your payment is successful. It redirects you to a form Please fill the form by selecting your skill level. It doesn't matter, Amdari supports you from your first project. Your country of residence, please select it. Your gender, male or female, please select it. How you found out about Amdari, Instagram, LinkedIn, type it. What influenced your decision, please type it. And then which of our sessions influenced your decision. By virtue of being on the call with me today, please select the UK Job Hub session. Again, select the UK Job Hub session as the session of influence and then click on complete setup. Once you click on complete setup, your payment becomes successful and then you are redirected to a page that says payment successful, which is what you will see right now. So once you get to that page, click on go to dashboard, which is here. So click on go to dashboard and you get redirected to your dashboard like so. So from your dashboard, you can take some crash courses, obviously, to take some crash courses. And you can also, this is not even the support I mentioned earlier. This is just, oh, you have 1 month before the internship starts. Why not just take these crash courses? They are free after all, right? So, and then you can also take a look at your billing page and see, okay, I've paid 1 payment. I have 2 more left. When is it due? When is the next one due? It is going to be due in a month's time. That is exactly how you proceed to securing your spot. And I will take questions in about 2 minutes, but yeah. So in addition to all that, I mentioned that there are also other perks, like the coffee chat with a recruiter, which has just 10 more slots. And once that's taken, that is all. We provide you with reference letter, lifetime career support. If you want to go the route of global talent visa, we give you the support that you need in terms of recommendation and endorsement, and also portfolio that makes it easy for you to show that you are a high impact person in the tech space and you have contributed massively to this space as well. Okay, and we give you free portfolio website that makes it easy for you to show recruiters that, oh, I have done a lot of work. I mentioned publication already. This is what it looks like. This is the portfolio website we help you publish. All right, so let me just go. So even after the internship, you can have lifetime access. But for this lifetime access, it is open to limited slots. For every intern, we have free 6 months access to the portfolio because it's limited access for life because we are maintaining it for you. We're paying for domain name, we're paying for the server hosting and all that. So we can't put the bill for everybody because it is a lot. So thank you all so much for your attention on the call and for paying wrapped, for listening. All right, so I'll take questions right now. So the first hand I see is the one I would take. I see that, please, if you have questions for me and you're in a place where you can't speak, you can also just type. But if you can speak, you can raise your hand. I will call you. So I'll start with Bukola, whose hand has been raised. And if you have any question, please make sure you raise your hand. Thank you so much, Stanley. Hi, Bukola. Hi, Bukola.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Please go on with your
Thank you.
question.
All right. I've listened to everything you've said since morning. I've been actively following you. But my question is, actually, I don't have any much tech experience. So I don't know if someone like me can be taken in and tutored to become maybe data analyst or something like that. So that's just the main thing that has been on my mind because all these things you have said, they are just looking a bit strange to me because I have no knowledge on it. So I don't know if someone like me that is just like a beginner can actually register and fit in into 1 or 2 courses. So that's my
Okay, so
question.
Bukola, I'd like to know something, Bukola. Have you taken a course at all? You don't need too much knowledge to do this. Trust me, if it's experience, that is the problem. That's why this program is here. The main essence of us doing what we're doing is for you to gain experience. So, oh, I don't have experience. Yes, it's perfect for you. But I want to understand what you mean, though. Do you mean you have not taken any course, like anything at all?
I just want to start a project management course, which I've already gotten the material. So I'm starting soon. I've paid for that. So, but I've not started. I'm just starting it. Maybe tomorrow I will start the course because I've gotten all the materials needed. So that was why I use that word that I've been beginner because I'm not. I can't um say okay I've done this particular course. Do you understand? So I'm just starting. Although I want to start with the project management, which I've gotten all the materials to start with. So that's
Okay,
basically.
beautiful. So this is my advice, Kola. You've paid for a course, you're just about to start. I would encourage you to proceed with the course. But because, like I hinted earlier, these fields are execution driven. I wouldn't say take the course for 4 months, 5 months, 7 months, or take it and then no. So from June, you can join this program because you would have done the course for like a month already. It is execution driven means you need to already start practicing after you consumed theory for some time. And 1 month is enough to do theoretical side of project management. Software development, no theory exists. From your first lesson, the first lesson you're encountering, there is a virtual environment that you need to type in your code. Like you need to just start. So for development, there is nothing like theory to start immediately. So for project management, I would say maybe 1 month theory is okay, just for you to understand the concept because it doesn't exceed beyond the concept. So you can enroll now, but don't pick May, pick June, especially if you want to use the 390 discount because this £99 that people would use to secure their spots is only for tonight, right? And we're making it very easy for you to be able to access this and enroll for this. So you can pick June. Don't pick May so that you give yourself, time to take the course. So if you look at from now till May, that's a month from now. Funny enough, you can still start in May, right? But I don't know how much of a fast learner you are. So you can still start in May. I just realized that this is exactly like 1 month to May, not like already in May. So you can still start in May or you can start in June. Any of them work. But the answer is yes, you can enroll for this, but start after you've taken your course for like 4 weeks or 6 weeks. But please don't take your course for months, 2 months. June from now is 2 months, right? And then May from now is 1 month. And depending on how much attention you give to your course, you can even start in May because you're already taking your course. So you already immediately are practicing as well. So that was why I said the other time that when it comes to learning or when it comes to you trying to get a job in the UK or sponsorship, don't act like you have too much time because before you know it, that PSW visa can expire. So, but yes, that's just so. Yes, you can join May or June. Kola, now that I remember that May is exactly a month from now. So either May
All
or
right,
June.
thank you. All right, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
I hope you'll be joining us, Kola.
Yes, I will. I will. I will be joining. Yes, thank
Amazing.
you.
All right. So this is the enrollment link that I'll drop again. Like I said, this discount you see, which is 390, is for tonight only. So if you'd like to use this discount, oh my God, I just realized that I dropped a wrong link earlier. But please, the link that my colleague dropped is the right one. So I'm also going to drop it right now. I just realized that I copied the wrong link. So I'm dropping the right link again. I dropped CB Match link earlier. So this is the link for payment. So the discount is for tonight only. Coffee chat is open to 10 slots, same as the sponsorship career coaching conversation. Hi, Ituno. Hello, Ituno, are you there?
Hello, hi, Omowumi. Thank you so much for your time
Hi.
and your very
Thank you.
detailed
Thank you for
explanation.
your patience.
Thank
Yeah.
you. My question is actually like multifaceted, but I'm going to kind of keep it simple. The first one is really tied to how I was attracted to what you're doing, this internship structure that you're providing, because I think there's a kind of a mismatch. Um, I'm not actually currently in tech. What caught my attention was the ad from I think one of your co-founders where he was saying things like, "Oh, you are trying to get like sponsorship in the UK market," but he never really made any emphasis to like what career path, because I'm not actually in tech, at least not at the moment, and my long-term goal is to pivot into tech. But right now, what I do is like financial analysis, which is probably close to like data or um business analysis, I guess. I do not know. From what you're saying, it sounds more like ingrained. And then from my own perspective, because I only deal with financial data, I don't have that depth of knowledge. And also coupled with the fact that, what's the thing I was going to say? Yeah, I've also got like a PSW visa. And I'm just wondering, because one of my biggest issues is not competence. My biggest problem is it's actually when, I don't know, I'm sure people that on this call can relate, and it's probably a recent development. I don't know how far back the people you mentioned have secured their sponsorship, but now that we speak, especially with the changing climate in the UK immigration system, most recruiters do not even want to have like deal with you if you've got like a graduate visa. It doesn't matter if you've got 2 years or more. They are already like shutting out that door to even have that conversation once you do not have a visa that is like maybe longer, like maybe 5 years and above. I think that's like one of the biggest problems I have. I don't know about anybody else, but as a finance professional, I don't have a competence problem. I don't have a qualification problem. I don't have a CV problem. What I have is a status problem because I can't really have conversations with recruiters once. In fact, I might be in like on an interview. I land interviews, not a problem. But by the time I mention my visa, it's like that's the end of the call. It's like we cannot talk anymore because there's going to be like a problem for them. And I'm actually happy to kickstart my tech career, because one of the biggest issues I've had is people saying, oh, maybe if you go into tech and then you can try like the tech nation visa, like the one you mentioned, it might be an easier pathway. So I've been thinking, what is the closest tech pathway to finance, which is what I'm currently doing. I don't know if it's data or business. I don't even know the difference, to be fair, which is like what Bukola mentioned. But like I said, what attracted me to your training was because what your co-founder mentioned was securing sponsorship in the current UK climate. And that was like that was the catch for me. And he didn't mention anything about all these other career pathway that you mentioned, which I appreciate. But if you can just clear this, if you can help me, really, I don't know how you can help me. So, yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Itunu, for that question. And yeah, it's great that, okay, based on your current career path and field, you currently don't have issues with visa and, sorry, not visa, application, interviews, and all that. So, your first question, which is, oh, they're not even open to having conversations regarding sponsorship. It might be a field thing, right? Some career paths are more on the shortage list of skilled workers, right? Some tech careers are there. In fact, I had a session last week where we saw from a chart that business analysis and project management makes up about 76% of those career paths. So there are career paths that they sponsor for. Some of them are in tech. Some of them, you might be a tech person in NHS, like healthcare and all that. Now, when you look outside of that, there is now the other option, which is global talent, which gives you the flexibility to even still work with recruiters. Yes, it's self-sponsorship, right? Self-sponsorship, but it gives you the perfect flexibility. You get to own a business of your own. You get to work with people. You are not under their mercy or oh, if they don't sponsor you, oh my God. And that visa is about 5 years, right? So, and it's a very fast way to ILR. So global talent visa is a great option, but you need to have a track record, including your digital footprint, which is what I was mentioning earlier, that whether it's skilled worker visa you're trying to get and position for, or you're trying to position for global talent visa, the evidence and proof you need, you can build it at Andari. Andari is not giving you something that is made of. You work for it, you build it, we just give you the platform, the access, and the resources because we know exactly what will set you apart. So we make you competitive with all of these resources that we provide. So looking at a career path that is fastest, like ease of learning, most of the career paths I shared with you here are very easy to learn fast. Business management, business analysis and project management are some of the fastest. Like I said when I was speaking to the caller, it's execution driven. So you take a course in a month, make sure you start practicing. So imagine you also, I know you said you've not done anything in tech before. Imagine you go the route of project management with your finance background, that would be nice. Business analysis, that knowledge can come in handy also. That's your finance background. The same thing for data analytics, right? Because you can be a financial data analyst. These career paths, and yes, tracing back to some of our interns that landed roles, especially the ones that came with sponsorship and how far back, you asked something around that. Somebody got it in December. Another person got in February, right? Pedro, whose video I played, let me speak to the person whose video I played for us that we saw. He got it December 2025. That was just 4 months ago, right? So our interns still got this year again. Now, the field, the experience, and the value can make them want to listen. So it's a case of why should I spend this money? What exactly is so different about what you're bringing to the table that I can't get locally, right? So it's when you position as a cost saving. I've spoken about this in some of my sessions before. I can't immediately remember the title of the session. I would have said, oh, you can watch the video just to even understand what I mean. By positioning as a cost saving, complementary skills, and those complementary skills, I built them by working in teams. And the team came as a result of internship, and then the first company that hired me as a tech professional. So these skills can really save, they can make or mar your application at the end of the day. So I would urge that you transition into tech. The people that have advised you to do that, they are not wrong because sponsorship opportunities are a lot more in that area. And as long as you can also be very competitive, it's easy. And trust me, it doesn't take forever. Using my own story, I took a course because this field is execution driven. I took a course as a developer. I only did the practice, like theoretical thing, for like 2 months. I immediately went for internship. My internship was for 6 months, but I was 4 months into that internship when I got my first job. Now, that's 2 months of learning, 4 months of internship before I got the first job. That's 6 months, right? Now, that job I got, I worked with them remotely for a whole, for 7 months. Then they sponsored my relocation. Now, 7 months plus 6 months, that's about 13 months. Everything within like a year. So it's very possible. Career paths that are very easy for you to transition into, it's all the career paths I listed. They are all execution driven. Take the course for like a month, 2 months, and immediately look for an opportunity to practice. Our next cohort is starting May. That's a month from now. If you're going the route of project management or business analysis, if you invest enough time, or even data analytics, your financial background can easily also make some things make sense. It relates to data analytics and project management because there is budgeting, but that's not the only thing that makes up project management. It's a whole lot more. But I'm saying just something that looks familiar to you. Those fields can easily give you that familiarity. So then you take the course. If you're enrolled for the internship to start in May or June, that's perfect, right? So that you can transition into a field that can either guarantee you getting sponsorship or you going the route of global talent visa, and you build the proof you need fast, like as fast as possible, so that the competence is obvious and evident, and that gives you the platform, the recommendation, and all that, because now we know that we are really backing you up. We know you've done the work, so we can back up that proof, that claim rather. So does that help?
Yes, thank you. So are you saying data, business, or project? Like, I don't know.
Yes.
Sorry.
So, I said data analytics, project management, business analysis. You can look into them. Before you pick, make sure you go with one that resonates with you. Like, it sounds like, oh, I would be interested. So please don't rule out cybersecurity. You just might end up falling in love with that. So don't let me restrict it to what I am just recommending to do immediately or all the paths, please take a look at all the career paths that I listed: cybersecurity, business analysis, data analytics, data science, cloud data engineering. These career paths, you can find the one that you would fall in love with. Look at the one that resonates with your personality, your career goal, because it's important. This work or this career path would stress you. You don't want to give up at the first sight of a bug or a challenge. You want to find it exciting to solve the problem that you would encounter in this field, right? So if you don't like leading people, taking accountability for other people, project management might not be your field. You might just want to consider other things that would not mean, oh, it will mean you are leading this team. But if you like leadership, if you like influencing decisions, if you like being at the forefront of certain things, if you like executive stakeholder conversations, then you want to consider business analysis or project management. But if you're a back-end person, cloud data engineering, DevOps, perfect for you. Like you don't like talking, presentation, yeah, cloud data engineering, DevOps, or sorry, not DevOps now, the other one, cloud app security. Those are career paths that you might want to consider. If you don't mind storytelling, creating charts, visualizations, data analytics, if AI sounds exciting, machine learning, Python, coding, again, coding, then data science might be nice for you. So this is how I can easily just quickly break it down, because you need to pick it based on interest and the one that aligns with your career goal, so that you don't run away and give up because there is a small problem. Even when you don't give up or run away, you might not be as excited about solving the problem as someone else. And that's where someone else will thrive and you don't thrive, because they find it more exciting. So they will want to go above and beyond. They enjoy this job. So you have to be sure that you will enjoy it. So pick the one that aligns with you on those fronts and you will thrive from there. So because you're already trying to switch into tech because of the visa conversation. So it would be best you just go with the one that you like. And I know you would have the ones you like, no doubt about it. But don't just pick blindly or let me just pick this one. Does that help? Hi, you're muted if you're speaking.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking on the website. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you can just read more about it, and if you want to start in June or August, or May, and we have crash courses on our diary website. You can take those courses for free. So picking June or May gives you enough time to also catch up on those courses, and considering the fact that even the internship itself, your first project helps you properly get familiar. There are gaps. You would have it all attended to by the mentor you work with. So before you move on to your second project, you are well grounded. And I hope that helps. So before I move on to Eze.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hi, Emmanuel. Hello.
Yeah, I just have a few questions and concerns.
Okay.
Is it okay to go ahead?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm interested in the SOC and cybersecurity things, as I currently have about 3 certifications in that area. However, I've been finding it difficult landing a job, especially because I've not had a real life experience. So my concern is what tools is being used, because I would want to know before I would say I'm going to sign up, because I would want to be sure in the tools that are in demand in the market.
Okay. So you want to know the tools that will be used for cybersecurity, specifically SOC, correct?
Yes, SOC, yes.
Okay. All right. So I hinted at some of this as I was speaking earlier, right? And I mentioned that one thing we do at Hungary is we focus on career paths that are in high demand. So in terms of what you will be doing, trust me, there are things that recruiters are desperately hiring for. So from Kali Linux to Bob Suite to Metasploit, Nmap, Wireshark, Splunk, IBM QRadar, Volatility, Autopsy, just to mention a few. These are tools that you'll be working with. You'll also be working with life servers so that you can truly have that real life experience, not the same type of experience, but the type that really exposes you to what is in demand, what is expected, and what happens in the real life. So those are the tools. Again, like I said, Kali Linux, Prop Suite, Nmap, Metasploit, and which other one did I mention? IBM Curator, Splunk, Autopsy, Volatility. Yeah, did you get that?
Yes, I did. I got that.
So are you good,
Okay.
or do you have any other question?
No, I'm good. I'm okay with the rest one.
So I hope you'll be joining us also, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I will be joining. It's just that I have a concern that I must sign up today. That's just my concern.
Oh, okay. You must sign up.
Or it's something. The
Yeah.
truth is, it's something that this is what I was looking for. So it's not as if it's not just about the presentation. It was just what it was just what I was looking for.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So yes, I'll drop the link again. You can copy it. It's in the next 24 hours. Just try to secure your spot so you can work with the discounts we have, and also so that you can have part of the 10 slots I mentioned right there.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Marlo. I hope you got the part where I also said the first installment is £99.
Yeah, I got that part.
Okay, so the last person I'll take for today, but not the least, is Inipon. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. But yeah, so please, for every other person, in case you have questions for me and we are unable to attend to that on the call today, please fill the attendance, or rather, my colleague is going to drop a clarity link. I'm available 1 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. My colleague is available 8 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. We take your questions, we attend to it, and resolve all of the burning questions that you might have. We answer them, not solve, but yeah, we answer them, and of course, we help you understand how best to solve it. So please, if you would like to ask more questions, you can just click on that link and select 1 p.m. if you want to speak to me. But if you select 8, you would meet one of my colleagues on the call. So let me take in on. Please, can you help me pronounce your name? I would like to know how to pronounce it correctly.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. Evening fun.
Evening on. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. So my question is, I don't know if is it possible for someone to, like, you want to learn before the internship? Is it only for people that are already doing the or they have been trained somewhere and they are only coming here to do internship? Because why I'm asking the question is I have a friend that did this training somewhere, and she now mentioned that she's doing internship with Amdari. So, and when I told her I want to sign up, she was like that Amdari is just the internship arm, but you have to train with the other organization where she actually started from. So that's why I want to clarify that.
Yes. So she's very correct. So if you've not taken a course at all, just like Bukola was saying, and if you heard when Bukola spoke, she said she had already paid to take a course elsewhere. So yes, you need to take a course and then come to Amdari for the training. While Amdari does not expect that you know everything or have everything figured out, because people take courses from different platforms. You all can take a course from the same platform. So the platform that you might take a course on, Emmanuel can take a course on a different platform. That does not mean you both, even though you are coming in as, let's say, cybersecurity, doesn't mean you both have learned the same tool. Emmanuel's course might have exposed him to maybe Kali Linux, Prop Suite, and your own course exposed you to Nmap, Autopsy. Then maybe you did a bit of IBM Curator. I'm just giving you instances. Some of these courses don't cover every tool all in one. So there is always that imbalance, skill gap. So Amdari makes sure that we give you some form of training at the start of your internship, which was why I explained how the flow works earlier. But even though we give you some form of training at the start of the internship, right, it still does not mean that, oh, we now, everything is just the training. It's an internship. But we just kind of understand that there might be gaps that we need to fill. When I went for my internship, I could only code in 2 programming languages. My internship exposed me to so much more. So we don't expect you to know all. We don't expect you to have everything figured out. But yes, you need to take a course first. That is a given. So if you haven't, and you haven't paid any training organization like Kola has already done, then I can recommend our training partner to you if that is okay. That's the one I'm sure your friend is talking about, right? The one that is with us at our time.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I can share your contact with them. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'd like you to fill the attendance for my colleague dropped earlier if you haven't. Have you filled it?
No, I was asking where is the attend. What I saw was a link that is taking me to Amdari website.
So Alex, please can you drop the attendance link? So my colleague Alex is going to drop the attendance link. So just fill it and select that you don't have training, so they will call you. Okay. Is that
Okay.
the question? Yeah. So like when you're in the training, then you can definitely now consider internship. All right. But you need foundational knowledge, like not something you can jump or skip. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you, Eze, Emmanuel. Thank you, everybody. So I see Winnie's hand is raised. All right.
Thank you so much.
Winnie. Thank you. So I'll take Winnie and we will call it a close for today. Please, nobody should raise their hand again. Click on that link for clarity so that we'll speak on Monday. Well, let me take Winnie. Hi, Winnie.
Hi, Omomi. Thank you for the wonderful session. I'm wondering why you're referring her to your training partner, because I heard when you said that there's a portal or a platform on this Amdari where somebody can do like a refresher course.
Yeah.
Is it not enough?
Okay. So it's more than enough, right? Now, the reason why I always recommend, let me share my screen. In fact, these courses are from our training partners. Let me ask Ini, if Ini is fine with taking this, they are self-paced. You have to take them before your internship starts. And at that point, you will be doing it alone. You don't have a mentor yet until your internship starts. If you pick that you want to start in May, you would meet your mentor in May. If you pick that your internship starts in June, you would meet your mentor in June. But the courses are from our training partners, so they are more than enough, right? And it is very sufficient. Some people will tell you that they need hand-holding as they are learning. I always don't recommend this for them. These courses are free, so it's not like, oh, there's one extra. It's very full for everybody. And you will notice that it is across all career paths. If you paid right now, you pay £99 right now, you unlock this immediately. You have exactly 1 month to make. If you're starting in May, that means you have 4 weeks. 4 weeks is enough to understand the foundation of your field, the concept of your field. These career paths are all execution driven, so I don't even expect you to take the courses for too long. So the minute you're taking these courses, you see that mentor that you've been lacking. By May, you meet them, and your first project is already going to be properly guided. Training is part of it, right? So whatever it is you've been lacking before the team lead comes into the picture, you can now point out. And your first 2-3 weeks, you are using that again to get properly trained as you're even working on projects. So that is killing so much breath in one. This is cost effective for you. £99 to unlock this. But if Ini is going to need too much of guidance, then I would recommend that one. Now let me show you something. Let's come to Ini. What career path are you interested in? Let me click on that way.
So I'm interested in data science.
Okay, so let me click on data science right here. So once you come to crash course page, you see data science. Click on it. You see the content right now. Just a minute. So it says data science crash courses. So you can see problem solving, Microsoft fundamentals, data cleaning. Let's scroll down a bit. Python, definitely. Python, NumPy and Pandas, Python visualization, exploratory data analysis, and all of that. Let me select one of this, right? There are still more courses. Let me select one of this. So when you click, let's say you want to take Python for everybody, beginner, you can see that it says beginner right here. Then click on start course. You can read details to tell you everything about this course that you need to know. Look at the materials, getting started in Python, integer and float, variable assignments, strings, formatting, list, dictionaries, tuples, set, boolean, bring all data types together. Now click on start. So you know what you unlock immediately when you enroll today, for example. So you are here on the actual page for you to start taking your course. All right. So you are here. Right here, you can see this is our training partner, Analytics. So amazing platform, and the courses are spot on, right? So you can see this is taken by one of Amdari's co-founders. So you can easily take this course. So guess what? You can take these courses, but you will be doing it alone for the next 4 weeks. Your internship now starts in May. You will now get guided by your team leads. You don't have a problem with learning the minute you start your internship. Learning does not stop. I love to also correct that. People think that, oh, so does it mean that once the internship starts, I just start practicing and that is the end? No, I'm still learning, right? So you still keep learning. You can still come back to these crash courses and still take more and more as you're working on your project. Bear in mind that even those projects is an opportunity for you to build robust knowledge, right? Expand your horizon in fields that you in skills and areas and tools that you never even knew that you'll be able to excel so much at. So you can see the live, like it's very, very practical. And there is a classroom where you can drop comments and our team would see it in case you're stuck and we attend to it. So the fact that there's no team lead live yet does not mean that support team is not supporting you. No, you are already enrolled, you've paid, you're just waiting for your program to start. So support team is available. So if there is an emergency requirement from you, we will definitely respond to you. So just use the support links that are here and reach out, drop your comments here and there. Here you can see in partnership with Analytics. You can look up Analytics to see that the platform that guarantees you standard learning. So you can see right here that these courses are in partnership. And yeah, that's it. Does that help? By the way, thank you, Winnie, for that. But let me just ask, before I come back to Winnie, let me come to Ini. Ini, does this look like something that might work for you?
To be honest, I would like to be joining classes, to be honest.
So you see, Winnie, you see what I mean? That's why I always hear. So I hear first, so I would already know someone that would need this. So I've already heard Ini, and I know that Ini would honestly need something like that. So that's why I didn't mention it. But when I mentioned it earlier, it was because I could also sense that okay, the person I was speaking to might find this very useful. So, we learn differently. People are different. Some people like instructor-led. Some people are fine with self-paced. I like self-paced. I can work with this for me. So, but when I speak to people and I can tell that, self-paced might not work for them, right? I would not either mention it or I would mention it, but I would tell them why I'm recommending the other one. And obviously, Ini knows that this is even free, right? But the other one, if the instructor-led is not free, where she will get all that. So.
How long is that one? Oh.
So it's can you say that again?
How long is the structured training for?
6 months. The other one for our training partner is 6 months.
Oh, that's a lot for somebody that wants to join the labor market. We don't want to have the patience
So
to do that.
let me ask a question. So when they finish with the training partner to join your internship, are they paying another money or an extra money?
Okay, so I think they have like a package where that this doesn't come with internship. Then the one that comes with internship, they also let you know. So from there, you will pick the one that works for you. If you want the one that comes with internship, you would come back to our direct. If you don't want the one that comes with internship, then it will just be the training and every other support that you provide. Or you would speak to them.
Because why I asked my friend that I told you
So
about.
I'll just tell them to call you so that they can just quickly answer those questions. But if you pick the one that
Okay.
has internship, they will redirect you to Amdari after your training. But if you pick the one without internship,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Thank you.
you're welcome. Okay, Winnie, Gift, I see your question. I'll come to you shortly. Hi, Winnie. Do you have any other
Hi.
question or
No, the reason why I'm asking this question is I'm starting with this 18th April business analytics class, and I didn't do the foundation with 10 analytics. I just want to juggle it like that because I can't keep doing what I'm doing. I'm getting burned out already. So I want to pivot. Sorry, you're breaking. You're breaking.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Is it better now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, so I said the one you said you want to join on 18. Is it the one at Amdari you're referring to?
Yes, I'm there now, yes. Business
Oh, okay. We don't have anyone starting on 18. Or are you saying from 10 analytics? The one from 10 analytics?
Sorry, I'm there. The one that we started earlier today. We did like onboarding session today.
Yeah, today's 11. So that's why when I heard 18, I was like, is there another?
Sorry, I have something else. I'm doing on the. It is not you people.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, but welcome on board. How was your onboarding, bro?
So, but have you seen what's the success rate of people that juggle it without prior experience, like so far?
Yeah, so the success rate is high. All you need is just to put in the time. Let me just put it out. When I did mine, I had zero tech experience, and it was just 4 months internship that landed in my first job. Yes, it was junior level role, but I quickly climbed the ladder because I was committed and determined to really make the best of that opportunity. But it just really starts with you taking that first step. And most times, I always say, don't worry about other people's results. Other people's story is not your story. But if we look at Amdari's results now, yes, Amdari's results, like I said it earlier, out of 10 people, we have about 5 that land jobs within 3 months. About 3 that typically still have like interviews that are still going on, but at least they're like in active pipeline, right? Then about 2 that they've not really gotten interviews yet, but the result is not like it used to be, right? So that's why I said people's story is different and energy is also different. That's why you can't go to school with everybody and you guys all end up the same, right?
Yeah.
So so you just have to like know why you're here, be committed.
It's dependent on commitment.
It's dependent on commitment. Do we give you the resources? Do we give you the material? Everything is there, but you have to be committed. Like you have to be willing to show up. So yeah, that's it. So
Thank you so much.
We have somebody that got a job in a month. We have people that got it after the internship. We have people that got it 4 months in, right? We have people that got sponsorship in 4 months also. Some of them after the internship. So the story is different for everybody. But something is constant. The structure Amdari has laid down, right? And support and guidance.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vinny, and welcome on board. Okay, hi Gifts. You said £99 for the whole course or as a part payment. As a part payment gift. So it is £390 for the whole program, discounted. 500 is the actual fee, right? Now discounted is £390. So you pay 99 for your first installment, all right, which is what you see here, and then 145 in a month's time, and then your last payment 145 in 2 months' time. So you're paying for 3 whole months. All right. I hope that answers your question. Yes. Gift, I believe you're typing, but I hope it answers your question. Maybe Gift is typing. But yes, thank you so much, everyone. Please, like I said, it's possible you have question. I know. I would like you to fill the attendance form and not the attendance form now. Sorry, the clarity link. I'll be available 1 p.m. from Monday to Friday. My colleague will be available 8 p.m. from Monday to Friday. We look forward to speaking to you. If you're going to enroll already, please do not forget to use the link that I shared and select job, the UK Job Hub as the session you joined tonight under session of influence. So that's the enrollment link again. Within the next 24 hours, the price. Yes, let me just call you Ini. I know that there was a tone you used earlier, so and this is wrong. So yeah, let me just say Ini. So please, that is the link, Ini. So just click on it, follow the step I showed you, and you can start taking courses on the website. Okay, so as you wait and anticipate the program. So £99 your first payment, 145 in a month's time, 145 in 2 months' time. That's how you spread your payment. You can start taking cash courses immediately you pay. If you need support, you can just reach out to us. You have our contact, and my colleagues will also be in touch within the week. But other than that, again, the 390 will increase to 500. So please, if you would like to use the link, make sure use it. So it's I think that is you, right? I see any talk that just paid, but I see your surname. Is that you? It's Hi, it's Okay. So maybe it's is still busy, but it's ensure you select Job Hub as the session of influence. Okay. Thank you everybody for your time. It's been a pleasure hosting this, speaking to you all, and appreciate you staying up.
Yeah, I just did. Sorry, it's hard navigating two platforms at the same but yeah, thank you.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw the surname and I was like, okay. But yeah, that's fine. So you can just finish up your payments. I see that you're still in the process of doing that. But yes, thank you everybody. It's been a pleasure speaking to you from Eloho. Even though Eloho did not ask me any question. To Winnie, thank you. Victoria, my namesake. Gibbs, thank you. Ifnaya, Ini, Itunu, obviously. Deborah, and also Paula, Stanley. Thank you so much for your time. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and I hope to see you join us very soon. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Bye. Okay, Chiku, sorry, I missed your name. I don't know how I missed that. Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. So please, guys, I'm going to be sharing the session link so you can watch the replay.